That's right, Boston. Tonight, the New England area finally gets to see the prophecy at full force. But the beautiful thing about it all is that none of the Ring of Honor titles will be on the line. That's because we feel like none of you deserve to see any of us defending the titles. You're just lucky enough to watch us showcase our skills in a Ring of Honor ring. For example, the Ring of Honor champion, the all-around best Xavier. Tonight, you show your stuff in a non-title match against Jeremy Lopez.
That's right, Jeremy Lopez. You came all the way from Atlanta to get your ass kicked by the Ring of Honor champion. And I'm sure it's a big thrill for you to be stepping the ring with a real champ. But it's even bigger thrill to have the fans watch me kick your ass from pillar to post. You see, this belt means you're the best. And I'm the all-around best. I'm the champion. I'm the Ring of Honor champion. Nobody else. You better respect me.
Yeah, but the last time you were in a non-title match, you lost.
Quiet, you! Look, I know you're beautiful and intelligent, but can you keep your mouth shut? Now listen, Xavier, you know all my plan for AJ Styles. Tonight, I wrestle him for the #1 Contenders Trophy. And once I win that trophy, in the ring 1, 2, 3, I'll keep the trophy, and you'll never have to defend this belt in Ring of Honor ever again. Now we come to you, Samoan Joe, the biggest badass in Ring of Honor. A man that will beat you to death just because he can.
Yeah, and stop shaking hands already.
Civic! No, sorry. I took a little congestion. Listen, Chris, hey, I got to talk to you about this whole prophecy thing. I mean, I know you think of me as an official member, and you even made me wear this goofy-ass shirt, but that's not the point. See, you pay me to beat people up in Ring of Honor, and I do it in the ring. You don't pay me enough to be walking around breaking the code of honor and carrying the prophecy banner. So, in fact, tonight, I hate to say it, but I'm only concerned with Homicide and what he did to my friend Steve Carino at All-Star Extravaganza because I was busy working for your dumb punk ass.
All right. Look, enough about Steve Carino. We can discuss this later. Let's go.
We are Don and Marcos, the Ring Crew Express, and we are the top tag team in Ring of Honor, and we're gonna rock you like a hurricane. And just when are we gonna get our shot at the tag team titles?
Your face, bro.
Have you two lost your mind? Do you know who you're dealing with here? This is the prophecy. Joe, you want a job? I'll give you a job. I want you to beat these two clowns within an inch of their lives. I can't believe any promotion would let idiots like you interrupt talent like us. Get out of my way. We're done. Get out.
Right on, fellas.
We are Don and Marcos, the Ring Crew Express, the top tag team in Ring of Honor, and we're gonna rock you like a hurricane.
Jeff Gorman here, joined by Chris Lovey.
And I want to know what's going on right now. Here, Jake at the mic. Let's see what he has to say.
You know something, Boston? I've been waiting since the last time Ring of Honor was here in Boston to get my hands on my faggot brother.
Whoa.
Right now, my partner's ready. Mark, you and your partner, get out here. Let's do this shit right now.
Whoa. It looks like Jay, he's not waiting. He wants Mark Briscoe right now. He said he's had to wait till since their Match of the Year candidate at Honor Invades Boston last August to get his hands on his brother again. He doesn't want to wait any longer. He's calling his brother out right now. And it looks like we're going to get one hell of an opening match here. It's Jay Briscoe's dream partner, Amazing Red. And here comes Mark Briscoe. And I'm really looking forward, Jeff, to seeing who Mark's dream partner can be.
That's right. Mark Briscoe's been waiting a long time to get in the ring here in Ring of Honor as well. He's had to wait until we got back to Boston.
And let's see, Mark's got the mic.
Sound guy, you got his music.
He just said the sound guy's got his music? What does that mean? Hold on.
Uh-oh.
You know whose music that is, Jeff Gorman?
I hope the sound guy's making a mistake, but somehow I don't think so.
Well, the sound guy, it's a new sound guy tonight. Maybe he is making a mistake, but nope.
No mistake.
It's Christopher Daniels. But you know what? I'm still not buying that Christopher Daniels is Mark Briscoe's dream partner. Mark Briscoe's a great kid. He's just been a little jealous of his brother because his brother's over 18 years old. He's been able to compete in Pennsylvania for Ring of Honor. Mark, he doesn't turn 18. And there you see Mr. Briscoe. Mark, he doesn't turn 18 until January. But I think that Chris is just interjecting himself right here. Of course, Jay Briscoe having his problems with the Prophecy lately. It all started at Glory by Honor when he defeated Xavier, the ROH champion, in a non-title match. Since that time, there's been a bunch of attacks, a bunch of run-ins, a bunch of stuff, and Jay Briscoe having his problems with the Prophecy, but I don't see this being Mark's dream partner. I believe that Mark, maybe Chris Daniels is trying to interject himself in here, as he always is.
It's almost like a nightmare partner here because Mark Briscoe, a personal feud with his brother, but actually bringing the Ring of Honor feud with the Prophecy into it, and that kind of makes it a little bit more personal.
Well, let's see. I still think Chris Daniels has nothing to do with this dream partner match, and he's just trying to ruin things once again. There you see the Amazing Red, Jay Briscoe. Red, he's even had his little run-in with Chris Daniels, a road to the title backstage. If you saw that videotape, you saw that. And let's see. Chris Daniels has the mic. Let's see what he's doing out here.
Once his music finally ends, I love this song, but here you go.
Jay Briscoe, let me clarify something for you right now. I am not Mark Briscoe's dream partner.
Oh, good.
I'm his new master. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest member of the Prophecy, Mark Briscoe.
No way.
No.
And look at Jay. Jay is absolutely stunned. Chris Daniels saying he's Mark Briscoe's new master, and Mark Briscoe's the newest member of the Prophecy. And what's this?
That wasn't the code of honor right there, Chris. We are underway with Mark Briscoe attacking his brother Jay. And this has gone to a completely new level.
Mark Briscoe with a cheap shot on Jay. Just Chris Daniels fashion. Chris Daniels the master of the cheap shots. And there you see Mark Briscoe with one. What is going on here?
I know these two brothers weren't getting along, but this is really getting serious right now. As Jay firing back, and he's still in shock. He's got to be almost heartbroken right now.
Getting serious is an understatement. Mark joining the Prophecy. The Briscoe family is divided in two. The Briscoe family is torn apart.
And Jay Briscoe nailing his younger brother with his chop, sends him in, maybe trying to knock some sense into him, but Mark comes back with a spinning heel kick. And a big boot to the face by Jay. And I think everybody's still in shock here as we get a tag to Red.
I'm in shock. Of course, you have Red facing off with Mark now. And there's a little backstage altercation between Red and Mark Briscoe at Unscripted. I believe that it was Mark going up to Red saying, hey, I'll manage you tonight. And he was kind of being a little obnoxious about it. And Red answered him with a super kick. So we had a little altercation between these two in the past. And right now, wow, look at this match. This is just your opening match. Chris Daniels and Mark Briscoe against Amazing Red and Jay Briscoe. This is a main event on any other show.
And here's the opener. Not bad at all. Red tying up with Mark Briscoe. Sends Red into the ropes and a shoulder block. Rolling through. Off the second rope. And now leapfrog by Red as Mark Briscoe battles back and forth in an arm drag, but Briscoe rolls through. Say what you will about Mark Briscoe's attitude, but he's really been fantastic in the ring, especially in the match we saw him against his brother Jay that last time in Boston.
Oh, well, his very first match at Ring of Honor, he had a Match of the Year candidate against Jay Briscoe, his own brother. There is no denying the talent of Mark Briscoe. This guy is a can't-miss superstar, no doubt about that. He had a great attitude, but now he's with Chris Daniels, and I just fear what this kid could become when you have this kind of natural ability, and now he's under the influence of Christopher Daniels.
And this is obviously a case of the veteran Chris Daniels taking advantage of an impression impressionable 17-year-old in Mark Briscoe. Obviously, kids, not to talk down to him, but he is only 17 and they can be lured in the wrong direction, and Mark Briscoe has definitely been lured in the wrong direction.
Well, Chris Daniels, the master of mind games, no doubt about that. He's here for one reason. He thinks that Ring of Honor has screwed him time and time again. He thinks that he's a bigger star than Ring of Honor, and he's here to bring down the Code of Honor and rebuild Ring of Honor in his own image and the Prophecy's own image, how he thinks it should be, and that's been his goal since day one.
Nice satellite head scissors we saw, and a drop kick by Red. And Christopher Daniels now has a new soldier in that war.
Nice step kick right there by Red. Cover.
And just a 1 count as Daniels a little bit shocked. But here we get a tag to Jay Briscoe. He's been wanting his hands on Daniels as well.
That's right. Of course, it was Chris Daniels. He did get his hands on Chris Daniels at Glory by Honor when he laid him out with that J Driller. But earlier in the night, Chris Daniels had attacked him. So there is a lot of bad blood right there. And Chris Daniels right now, he has just absolutely divided the Briscoe family in half. As Mark Briscoe, a member of the Prophecy, the Briscoe family is just a good bunch of people. They do not deserve something like this. And I just can't believe that well, there you see the tag to Mark right there.
And we have to mention what must be going through their parents' mind right now. Seeing, obviously, they don't like to see their brothers, the two sons fighting, but now with Mark Briscoe, I'm sure that they're going to really be upset with Mark when he gets home.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Briscoe are in attendance right here as you see some beautiful back and forth wrestling there by Mark and Jay. Of course, these two so good against each other, but the Briscoe parents are in attendance tonight, and those are good people. But I tell you what, I wouldn't want Mr. Briscoe to be taking me out to the woodshed, and I think that's what Mark has ahead of him.
Exactly. Mark may have another fight in store for him after this match, as he's got a nice ankle lock here, and Jay Briscoe counters right back with a kick to the head.
You know what, going beyond wrestling angles and all that, Jeff, as I gotta say, the Briscoe parents, they've raised two great kids here, and for Chris Daniels to get in the head of Mark Briscoe and lure him into joining the Prophecy, that is not how these Briscoe's kids were raised by their parents at all. I mean, very, very good people, and I'm just in shock that Mark would even think of it, as you see some more of that beautiful back and forth wrestling here.
Well, it shows how influential a guy like Christopher Daniels can be if he can take a good kid like Mark Briscoe and turn him this way. He's really assembled quite an army with this Prophecy here, whether we like it or not. Good battling back and forth with these leg locks, and now an STF put in there by Jay Briscoe, and Mark's fighting for his existence right here in this match.
And this Boston crowd showing their appreciation for that. Over 500 people here at a sold-out Americal Civic Center in Wakefield, Massachusetts. It's just 10 miles outside of Boston, and we got some great action here in the opening match. And don't forget, later on, the Amazing Red, he is in that tag team scramble that this show is named after. And Chris Daniels, he has a huge match against AJ Styles as we had a pin attempt.
Good double team off the ropes there as Red's back in, so Red volunteering to do double duty here. That's a good sign of friendship there. And Daniels sends Red all the way to the floor.
Well, Red has been friends with the Briscoe brothers since basically all of them started the business together. They train a lot together. So, of course, Amazing Red is going to be there for Jay.
Into the chair goes Red, and Christopher Daniels very happy with himself. He considers himself the top guy in Ring of Honor, and like you said, he wants to completely tear down the Code of Honor and basically make the entire promotion run by the Prophecy. And they've got all the belts. That's another problem, as he's part of the tag team champions with Donovan Morgan.
Well, they have the belts. That means that they have the power, and that's what Chris Daniels knows, and that's why Chris Daniels later on tonight when he faces AJ Styles, he's going after that #1 contenders trophy.
Nice suplex by Mark Briscoe, and he follows up on Red right now.
And Chris Daniels has stated if he does get that #1 contenders trophy, he's just going to hold on to it and defend it like it's a belt, keep everybody away from the champion Xavier, and make sure no one can get a title shot. Therefore, the Prophecy will always have control of the title, and that gives them a lot of power here in Ring of Honor.
It's like you have to win 2 matches to get through to the championship at that point, and it just shows you the mentality of them. No pride, no honor, of course, as they just want to keep control of the belt themselves without any competition.
And look at that, Chris Daniels dumping Red out, and Mark taking advantage of the situation. This is not something Mark would have done earlier in his career. Chris Daniels obviously getting into his head and teaching him some very bad things here, and I just fear what Chris Daniels will teach Mark to do, as you got somebody with that natural athletic ability of Mark Briscoe, a can't-miss superstar, and now Chris Daniels is telling him what to do.
2 count on the gut wrench suplex. You're right, Chris. He he's not gotten into his head, he's gotten deeply into his head. He must have been talking to Mark Briscoe for a very long time to come to this right here in the Boston area. As Mark Briscoe follows up with a body slam on Red, and he's actually being used as a soldier to try to take out two of the Prophecy's enemies in this match, one of whom is his own brother.
You know, come to think about it, when we saw that on unscripted videotape, and they were looking for somebody, a big loser for Xavier to fight, it was Mark who came in and said that his brother Jay was the biggest loser. What was Mark even doing hanging around the Prophecy's locker room at that point in time?
That says a lot. Obviously, this was not something that happened overnight.
Well, nothing with Chris Daniels happens overnight. It was a plan for Xavier to get the title. Everything Chris Daniels has is a plan. The guy, he plays mind games better than anybody in this business. He's as good of a wrestler as they come. That's what makes him so dangerous. As there you see, he's about to choke out Red. He tags Mark Briscoe in. And what's Mark Briscoe doing now?
Choking him out.
Mark Briscoe would never have choked somebody out before. I've never seen him choke out anybody in his career like that. And look, Daniels is instructing him to choke him out. Daniels is teaching Mark Briscoe what to do, and it's all the wrong things.
And he's doing it some more. He's obviously following Chris Daniels' orders. This is the guy he's listening to, not even his father and mother. This is the top figure in his life right now.
It's pretty obvious right now. Chris Daniels has complete control over Mark Briscoe, and Mark Briscoe, this is going to be a very dangerous acquisition for the Prophecy. The Prophecy now consisting of Mark Briscoe, Chris Daniels, and Donovan Morgan, who are the ROH Tag Team Champions, the ROH Champion Xavier, and Simply Luscious. What a formidable group that is.
This is getting out of hand. This is not just a small group. They're really trying this big takeover here as a half Boston crab right here in Boston.
And don't forget, they have Samoa Joe as their hired henchman, too.
And that's one heck of a hired henchman.
That is not somebody that you want to... Well, you saw Dunn and Marcos got involved in their promo earlier tonight, and Daniels ordered Samoa Joe to beat him up.
And we get a blind non-tag here as Mark Briscoe checks in. Briscoe just wrestling in a completely different style than we're used to seeing him, Chris. And Red is in big trouble right now.
Jeff, I just really have to say I'm disappointed in Mark Briscoe more than anything. I mean, January, the kid, he turns 18, he's legal to go in Pennsylvania. You know, he and his brother, they probably would have had one more match, evened it up there, and then they would have gone on to become a tag team. And I think that they've had as good a shot of anybody. It's coming straight to the top and winning those tag team titles.
And we get a 2 count there. Red doing a good job of hanging in there despite really being stretched out with these half Boston crabs. And I know the fans in Philly are going to be looking forward to seeing Mark Briscoe in action in Philly, but they're not going to like him when he shows up this time.
And look at that small package, and Mark Briscoe distracting your ref, and right there, that's the kind of teamwork the Prophecy always pull off. Chris Daniels and Donovan Morgan, awesome chemistry with each other, always pulling off those cheap shots behind the ref's backs. So good at distracting the ref, allowing the other to do something, and Chris Daniels is now teaching that to Mark.
And Chris Daniels really happy in there. He's very confident now that he's got this new protege on his hands, Mark Briscoe, and he tags him in.
Well, Mark Briscoe's a blue chipper. Of course he's going to be happy having control over somebody like that, and it is pretty obvious that he has complete control over him. And right there, instructing him, giving him a body slam. That's Chris Daniels, what he says, and now Chris Daniels tagging back in. Chris Daniels has complete control over this kid.
This is sad, and we saw how good Mark Briscoe can do on his own just at the age of 17, and it's just amazing at how good these guys are going to be even when they just get into their 20s.
Jay Briscoe only 18, Mark Briscoe only 17. Both of them absolutely phenomenal. Can't-miss superstars, no doubt about that. They already have a Match of the Year candidate. That happened at Honor Invades Boston right here in Wakefield, Massachusetts. As there you see Mark, nice suplex. Paul Turner with the count.
And only 2. Red showing a lot of toughness here. He's really been taking quite a beating here. He's got to tag Jay Briscoe as soon as possible, but it's not happening right now. We're working on this surfboard here. Mark Briscoe cranking back, trying to wear Red out and take him out of this dream partner match.
And what else could possibly happen tonight? Mark Briscoe joining the Prophecy in just the opening match. This is a major news story, major development right here, and amazing Red. He just needs that tag. Paul Turner checking on him, see if he wants to give it up, and that's going to take more than that to get Red to quit.
And we've just gotten started, and Red in a very tough position we saw. And only a 2 count. Well, your body really is not supposed to bend that way.
Not at all, not at all.
And now Daniel shouting out more instructions here. And a big right hand by Christopher Daniels. And Red in even more trouble, and down he goes. And just look at that smile to Jay Briscoe there. It says, I got your boy right in my pocket.
That's what Chris Daniels is all about, those mind games. He's getting in the head of Jay Briscoe and maybe gets Jay Briscoe to lose his cool and make a mistake later in the match, and that could cost him the match. Chris Daniels knows that. This guy's a veteran. This guy knows every trick in the book. And here it is.
The double jump moonsault, and that's going to be only 2. Red took the Uranagi suplex and the moonsault, and now Daniels can't believe they didn't get a 3 count. And here comes Mark Briscoe.
That was a sloppy cover by Daniels. And there you see him knocking Jay off with a cheap shot, allowing the Prophecy to go for another double team move.
Sends Red in. Briscoe whipped in, but elevated to the apron, and he got clobbered by Red. Red just fighting for his life in there. He still needs a tag in the worst way. Briscoe springing in with an ace crusher off the top rope.
You can't doubt the abilities of this kid.
And that's all. 3 was possibly on the way down, but Jay made the save. Jay cannot wait to get in there and get his hands on his brother and Christopher Daniels, but will he get the opportunity?
Well, Red needs that tag in a hurry, as there you see a choke by Christopher Daniels.
Christopher Daniels just laying it in here on Red, just using people as pawns here in Ring of Honor. We've seen it so often.
The fallen angel, Christopher Daniels, that's what he's all about, using people, and that's what he's doing with this Prophecy group. And they're bringing him to power, no doubt about that. And he is calling his shots right now. Ring of Honor, nice move there by Red.
Great counter laying out Christopher Daniels, but can he make a tag?
Jay Briscoe's ready for it.
And one thing I just thought of this, Chris.
Hold on, where's Red going?
Going the wrong way.
No.
He doesn't have his bearings about him. He's looking to tag Mark Briscoe.
But don't forget, Red, a friend of the Briscoe family, as I said earlier. That means he was a friend of Mark Briscoe. I guess not anymore. And he just, after all that punishment he took, he just got mixed up and went to the wrong Briscoe.
And a powerbomb. I mean, Mark Briscoe, he thought he was his friend until about 15 minutes ago. It was kind of natural. You know, he might have thought that was Jay, considering his state. But it wasn't to be. Still not able to make a tag as Daniels whips him across. Catches him with a boot to the face. And Huracan Rana takes Daniels over. And now he knows where he's going.
There it is.
Here comes Jay Briscoe finally. Sending down Chris Daniels. And Briscoe finally gets in there. Back body drop. And comes in with a jumping sidekick. And we've seen Briscoe look very good in those 2 matches with the Ring of Honor champion Xavier. And now he's going after the head of the Prophecy right now. Hooks him up for a gourd buster. No, only 2. And now the Prophecy finally on the defensive. Gets him up for a fisherman buster. That could do it. No, only 2. Mark making the save.
Mark pulling his own brother off. Of course, no love lost between these two, but I really think they would have made up and become a team. And oh, nice DDT.
That'll put Mark Briscoe in his place for at least a little while.
But you know what? As long as Mark is a member of the Prophecy, there's no chance of these two teaming. As I just can't believe it. And we're going for Jay Driller here.
Here we go. Oh, he got nailed with an enziguri by Daniels from behind. And now Red's going to tag back in.
Of course, you hit that Jay Drill, and it's over.
Oh.
And both Briscoes to the floor. Flying clothesline by Mark.
Red with a gorgeous missile drop kick off the top. And now moving in on Daniels as the Briscoes are out on the floor. Went over. Daniels with a block, but he didn't block that one. Red goes to the pin. No, only 2. Daniels is stunned as it's down to Red and Daniels in the ring right now. And Red coming over. Nails it with code Red.
You got it.
No, but he couldn't get 3. That was a beautiful move by Red. He just keeps innovating.
Not quite enough there, though. And Red, he's got to be tired. He's got that scramble match later on tonight. And Chris Daniels, he's taking a beating now, too, and he's got AJ Styles later tonight.
Foot to the face by Red. Yeah, he's got a long way to go before this evening's over. Daniels caught him. Oh, and there's the last right.
Last rights, that puts everybody down.
It sure does. Oh,
Too much for Red. There's Jay checking on his dream partner, the Amazing Red, and we have the Prophecy winning this dream partner tag team match, and it's not the Prophecy of Christopher Daniels and Xavier. It's not the Prophecy of Christopher Daniels and Donovan Morgan. It's not Donovan Morgan and Xavier. It is Christopher Daniels and Mark Briscoe in the Prophecy now, and I can't believe it. One surprise after another from the Prophecy. This group just keeps getting stronger in their dominance over ROH. And now they're leaving the ring, and look at them. I'm just in shock still. And look at Mark kneeling down to Chris like he's some sort of god or something.
Oh, that's disgusting.
The fallen angel has control of Mark Briscoe, no doubt about that. And there you see Mr. Briscoe in the white shirt, and he's standing next to his wife, Mark's mother.
He's not yours anymore. Now he's mine. I'm your family now, Mark. I'm his family now.
Look at Mark laughing at his own parents. His mother's about to cry.
Payback. Need I remind you guys what happened in Philadelphia? Huh? You busted your leg.
I did. It hurts.
I got my eyes shut. God knows what happened to you.
Are they with us? Dude, trust me. I charged them 12 instead of 15. They're with us. We're straight, dude. We're straight.
Joey, where were you at All-Star Extravaganza? Listen, when Mace attacked me from behind. Where were you at?
You open this?
You know what, if you're gonna act like this, especially in Ring of Honor, I don't want anything to do with you.
She got over my pills, dude. It's all open this. Are you sure they're with us? Yes, they're with us. Come here, guys. Come. Please, this way, please. Let's check them out. It's pay time. Yeah, here you go. Take it. Here you go. Munchies, man. You want some?
Oh, all right.
Do one, please.
All right.
Make sure you Allison Danger, weighing 190 pounds from Greenwich Village, New York City, Mace.
We've got a first in Ring of Honor, man versus woman. It's Mace taking on Alexis Lurie.
And I think Alexis Lurie's going to totally kick Mace's ass here. Mace, of course, used to be one half of the Christopher Street connection. His partner, Buffy, well, he found somebody more attractive and left Mace. He's gone. He's history. That's it as Alexis Lurie unloading. And this match actually goes all the way back to July 27th, crowning the champion. Alexis Lurie making her ROH debut. And she thought she was going to come here and be able to show her athletic side, show what a great wrestler she is, as she's showing right now. Instead, she got spanked and hit on by Allison Danger. Then that led to the mixed tag team match at Glory by Honor. Whoa! And Glory by Honor, Allison Danger avoided Alexis Lurie the whole match, only to pin her at the end after the Christopher Street hit her with the gay basher. Then, it was just 1 week ago, All-Star Extravaganza, Alexis Lurie just kicked Allison Danger's ass in a single match, and afterwards, though, Mace attacked her, and now here we are.
See, this is what Alexis Lurie came to do. She came to wrestle in the ring, and that's what she's doing with Mace. A brutal attack last week, and now she's happy to get her hands on him, and she's not concerned about man versus woman at all. She's ready to go.
What was that? That was the lightest clothesline. That was
kind of a dainty clothesline.
I'll say it. That was the gayest clothesline I've ever seen.
I don't think he would mind if you said that.
No, well, considering what he just yelled at the crowd. Well, there you see Alexis Lurie. This girl is an athlete. She's not a girl, she's a woman, and she'll definitely kick your ass, no doubt about that. And right now, though, Mace has the advantage on her. Mace, he is a dangerous competitor despite everything else. And wow, nice vertical suplex there.
So Mace knows what he's doing in the ring there too. We see Allison Danger outside the ring. She didn't like how things went inside the ring when she was in there with Alexis.
Nah, I think she enjoyed the touchy-feely part, but not the ass-kicking part.
Don't we all? And Mace continues to work on Alexis right now and slams her in the middle of the ring. So we're seeing Mace going it alone as well. He says, "This is for you, baby," talking to Allison. Oh, look at this. Now, did he like that or not?
Oh, hold on. He doesn't like this. Alexis Lurie's got him by the knees-ups. And let's see.
And as every guy knows, that's even more painful.
And Mace is hurting right now.
It's going to be sick.
And Alexis going up to the top here. She's looking pretty good too, Jeff, I'm going to add.
Oh, caught her with a DDT on the way down. That looked good.
Hooks a leg, and we got it.
Yes.
There's your winner, Alexis Lurie. She's as tough as they come. She's as hot as they come, too. And this girl's going to be something to watch in Ring of Honor. It'll be interesting where she goes, as there you see Allison Danger coming into the ring. Of course, and there's the handshake. Code of Honor still being followed.
Nice. Man or woman, Alexis Lurie will fight anybody. Oh, whoa!
Ooh, yeah.
Wearing that alias wig a la Jennifer Garner. And
well, Alexis isn't going to take that.
Not at all. And down goes Allison again. It's the second time she's done that.
Yep, this feud is over. Alexis Lurie, your winner.
And the promotion is supposed to be based on honor. Honor has not been shown to me. I have a partner that forearms me in the face and causes me to lose in my debut Ring of Honor. And then later in the night, some big fat oafs stabs me with a microphone 10 seconds in the match, busting me open. And now, now this. Now I'm a freaking cripple. Now I'm a freak. Because some guy can walk around the Ring of Honor locker room with a fork. This is what Ring of Honor is all about? I'm not going to be a part of it. You know why? Because I have a full-time job. I have a full-time job over in Japan where they respect real wrestling. I'm not a garbage wrestler. I never will be. I've done everything I can possibly do to get over with you people in Philadelphia and all the surrounding areas that Ring of Honor go to. And you know what? It's not good enough. What have you done for me lately? You know what I've done for you lately? I've traveled 7,700 miles across the ocean to become a big star. I don't care about Philadelphia. I don't care about the Ring of Honor wrestlers. I don't respect any of you. You know what? It's going to be a long time before Ring of Honor sees me again. You know why? I'm out of here. I'm going to Japan where they respect real wrestling. It's a sham here. Homicide, you're a sham. And one day, you're going to have to pay the price for what you did to me.
This next match is a non-title match. Introducing first coming down the aisle, weighing 183 pounds, from Tampa, Florida, Jeremy Lopez.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your Ring of Honor champion, who feels you do not deserve to see a title match.
We are ready for action with a non-title match. The Ring of Honor champion Xavier, along with Simply Luscious, taking on Jeremy Lopez. This should be a very good match, but of course, Xavier, remember the prophecy, did not shake hands at the beginning of this bout.
Well, the prophecy won't shake hands, of course they won't, because they want to take down the Code of Honor. Number one thing about the Code of Honor, number one trademark of Ring of Honor is that handshake. And here you see we have non-title action. Of course, you know, if Xavier was a fighting champion, you think he'd want to come into Wakefield right outside of Boston and give these fans a title match. But of course, you know, he doesn't want to.
That's right. The Prophecy not defending their belts any more than they have to. Half Nelson rolled through, and Jeremy Lopez coming right back. Lopez, really good pedigree on him. He was trained in the Dean Malenko camp, and he's really wrestled all over the place, including Japan.
Yep, Jeremy Lopez is an unknown right here in Wakefield, but a top guy in NWA Wildside down in Georgia. He was impressive at crowning a champion against Tony Mamaluke, and he's going back to Japan in 2003. This guy has some talent. He was a junior champion champion just about everywhere that he's worked, and this is no joke right here for Xavier. Of course, Xavier took Jay Briscoe lightly at Glory by Honor in a non-title match, and Jay Briscoe scored the win. So maybe we could see that happen again, but the champ right now looking good.
And it just shows that anytime you go up against the champion, whether the title's on the line or not, you're always going to give your best shot and just really perform at the top. And we'll see if Jeremy Lopez can parlay that into a possible victory here, which would really put him on the map.
But Jeremy Lopez looking for that first huge victory in the United States before he goes back to Japan for a 6-month stay over there. And what better way to do that than against Xavier right now? I mean, all the Japanese magazines are covering Ring of Honor, and if you defeat the Ring of Honor champion and then go over to Japan, you're going to have quite a reputation going ahead of you.
Nice arm drag by Lopez, and another one. And Jeremy Lopez keeping the champion off balance. And now a drop kick takes him down. So Xavier sees he's really in for a fight right now.
Xavier is such an impressive athlete. He didn't need to join the Prophecy to win the title. Instead, well, it was obvious there was a plan over the course of several shows, him challenging Low-Key, eventually getting that title shot to Low-Key, and then the shocking fashion in which he won it at Unscripted. And since then, well, I'll give him some credit. He did defeat Jay Briscoe, but he really hasn't been that much of a fighting champion. As I believe this is his 3rd match as champion and his 2nd non-title match.
That's right. He seems to be trying to sneak those non-title matches in anytime he can, but right now he's looking good against the challenger. Well, he's not the challenger against Jeremy Lopez.
Yep, and you got to figure, hey, Xavier, he's going to take advantage. That title only has to be defended every couple of shows, so he's going to take advantage of that. But this guy is so good. He's such a well-conditioned athlete. He has that personal trainer background. And I'll let the cat out of the bag. He was a security guard for ECW for quite some time.
Really?
Yes, and during that whole time, he just sat back and learned. He kept his mouth shut, sat back and learned, and it's obvious that he learned well from all the veterans that were in ECW. And it's also obvious that this guy's got some kind of head on him, as he knows where he is in the ring at all times. He knows every little trick in the book, and he and Chris Daniels, they concocted that plan that brought him the ROH title and brings the Prophecy that power.
And Xavier has been the top man ever since. As the champion continues to work over Jeremy Lopez, but Lopez has some fight in him. He's coming right back.
But one thing Xavier has to be worried about is that if AJ Styles manages to keep that #1 Contenders trophy, which he won at All-Star Extravaganza in that match of the year candidate against American Dragon, but if AJ Styles keeps that trophy through tonight, on the very next show, it's going to be Xavier versus AJ Styles, and that's a show with Abdul the Butcher. It's called Night of the Butcher, and I think that we could have a new champion on that night.
Definitely could happen. Nice suplex. But a 2 count as Jeremy Lopez kicks out again. And when you get a chance like this to wrestle the champion, even if the title's not on the line, this might be your only chance to face the champion unless you win. So it's always a must-win situation.
Especially for someone like Jeremy Lopez, so young, so hungry, just dying to make a name for himself, and you'd shoot right up to the top of the rankings if you defeat the champion, no doubt about that. And Jeremy Lopez, I mean, this guy is no stranger to championship belts. He's held the NWA Junior title, or excuse me, NWA Wildside Junior title. He's held titles in the past, and you hear the fans, they didn't know him before he came here, but they're getting into him. They want to see the upset.
Lopez is showing us something, but Xavier takes him down by the hair and says, "Not today, boy."
You know, at Ring of Honor, it's all supposed to be about respect, athleticism, honor. Just pulling the hair like that, does that have anything to do with any of those qualities?
And trash talking, disrespect, not at all.
And that's the way that the Prophecy is making a mockery of Ring of Honor. And you know what? While they got the titles, they can do something like that. And well, you see, good fight there by Jeremy Lopez coming back.
He will not stay down. Lopez getting up ahead of steam.
And what's this?
Luscious.
Simply Luscious at ringside, tripping up Jeremy Lopez. This is everything that Ring of Honor is supposed to do.
Broke the code of honor right there. No outside interference. It's not allowed. The ref didn't see it.
Ring of Honor is supposed to be about the best athletic matches in the ring, clean matches, none of the sports entertainment stuff. And there you see Simply Luscious tripping somebody. And you know, in any other promotion, a trip is no big deal. Here in Ring of Honor, when you have outside interference like this is a huge deal, because this goes against everything that Ring of Honor stands for, especially when the champion is involved.
That's right. This is the champion. Oh, hard back first. Jeremy Lopez is down on this hardwood floor, and Xavier flouting the rules, flouting the code of honor, and he is in a dominant position, not just in this match, but in this entire promotion when you think about it.
Oh, of course he is. He's a champion.
And considering all the backup he has, including even Mark Briscoe now with the Prophecy. We see Xavier drive the knee, and now the champion in firm control. And now we're going to see just how much fight Lopez has left. Can he stay in this match?
We've seen this move before. We got to talk to Xavier. I hate to talk to him, but we got to talk to him and get the name of this move. It's got him up in the torture rack position, and he's going to fall. Oof.
Ouch. pretty much a torture rack slam, I guess, unless he's got his own name for it, but it's pretty darn effective.
It's called the X-Slam.
X-Slam, okay.
Oh!
Countering nicely is Lopez into an ankle lock. Just out of nowhere, and the champion grasps for the ropes.
Think you learned that from Dean Malenko?
Possibly, I wouldn't be surprised.
Hansen right on top of it, making sure that the count's made and the hold's broken.
And the champion comes up limping, but comes right back with a knee to the head.
That's that ring presence by Xavier, knowing to get to the ropes and now unloading right here on Jeremy Lopez.
We're seeing Lopez in a tough position. He kind of has nothing to gain in a sense, and that he can't walk out of here with the title. But he's in a fight for his life right now, and a fight to gain standing here in Ring of Honor. And now the champion's really stretching him out.
Hold on, the producer's in my earpiece. Let's see, Jeremy Lopez is actually going to be on the next Ring of Honor show before he goes to Japan. So you got to figure, maybe if he scores the upset here, he might be in line for a title shot.
Well, that's good that he's at least going to be on the show, so that if he does win, he can parlay his momentum into a title shot, because otherwise he might have to wait a really long time. Swing and a miss. And here comes Lopez with a boot to the face. And catches him with a hangman's neck breaker on the way down.
Nice combo.
But Lopez is taking so much punishment. Here we go. No, the champion kicks out.
It's going to take more than that to beat Xavier. I mean, this is a guy that took every kick and chop from Loki for 25 minutes, and that's saying a lot, because there's no such thing as small chops and kicks from Loki. He punishes you from every single one of those, and he took those and fought back and ended up winning that title. Even though it was controversial, there still was no outside interference in that.
And here comes Lopez went for a tornado DDT, but ended up...
He draped his throat over the top rope, and Xavier's hurting right now. Xavier's hurt. The champion is in trouble. Go for the cover. Yes, Hansen with the count.
No foot on the ropes. Lopez almost with a huge victory here over the Ring of Honor champion Xavier.
And Xavier, he just has that ring presence.
We've seen it a few times, Chris.
Yep, he knows exactly where he is. This guy's, he's got the intellect, he's got the body, he's got the conditioning, he's got the moves, he's got everything. He didn't need the prophecy to become champion, but he's got it, and he's going to be tough to beat for that title, especially with these dirty tactics that he pulls.
Foot to the face.
Can he go for another one?
Double underhook. Into a DDT. And he's hanging on. Look at this, going for another one.
Nice.
Lopez really has the fans on his side. You're right, Chris. He's won this crowd over. Tiger driver. No, but Xavier still manages to kick out.
Just barely, and I think Jeremy Lopez, he looks tired right now. He's getting a little bit frustrated, but he's got to stay on him at this point. You got the champion in trouble. You can't give him a second to breathe, especially somebody with the conditioning of Xavier.
And he's trying to move in. We're seeing Lopez string some moves together. Again, you see that Dean Malenko influence with that good chain wrestling. And now we see Lopez with the chant. Irish whip reverse now. And he got caught coming in one more time. Xavier catches him. Hooks him up.
Knee right to the face from that elevated position.
And now coming in with a Cobra clutch. Suplex. Oh, man.
And Xavier just looking dominating right now.
No.
Jeremy Lopez has some fight in him. It's going to take more than that to beat him. The champion looking a little bit surprised.
He's surprised. I thought those three.
Yep, he still has that X-Breaker and that 450 as two finishing maneuvers. He's pinned skies with both of those. He can still go for either of those moves now. And right now, I'd be staying on Jeremy Lopez. You're not getting paid by the hour in there. If I were Xavier, I'd start thinking about taking it home.
He says he's going to take it home.
And I think he is setting him up for that X-Breaker. He's trying it. No.
Lopez counters. He did his homework on Xavier.
He's coming a chicken wing.
That's the elevated DDT. That's his finisher.
Oh, nice. Go for the cover. He needs that cover now. He's waiting too long.
And here it comes. No, got two. Lopez taking such a beating, he wasn't able to. No, he got two again. Couldn't get the three off that elevated DDT. That was his big chance.
Well, a smart move, though, for Jeremy Lopez going for that quick second cover after the first one. Sometimes he can catch somebody off guard.
And now the champ is very slow to get up, and Lopez is going to try to come up with another trick here.
I'd go for that finish again, but no, it looks like he's got something else.
Suplex, no. Xavier comes in from behind, trying to soften up the back, and a knee to the back of the head.
And he's got him hooked. Looks like that X-Breaker again.
There it is. There's the X-Breaker.
Did you see the way that the neck lands on that? And he could pin him right now, but instead he's going up to the top. And this is just showboating at this point.
Yeah, he could have won it. 450, the Firebird Splash.
Well, I tell you what.
Lopez. And that's three.
You know, Xavier might not have any honor, he might not have respect, but this guy is an impressive athlete and he's going to be tough to beat. And later on tonight, we'll see AJ Styles against Chris Daniels. And if AJ Styles wins that one, it's going to be AJ Styles versus Xavier at Night of the Butcher, the next video release and DVD release from Ring of Honor. Interesting match we have here, Jeff Gorman.
That's right, the Hit Squad, Monster Mac and Mafia taking on Tony Mamaluke and Matt Thompson.
And I'll fill you in on who Matt Thompson is. Of course, Tony Mamaluke, he made James Maritato tap at Glory by Honor, winning that FBI gimmick. And afterwards, as you saw on that DVD videotape release, a very emotional meeting between James Maritato and Tony Mamaluke. Maritato pleading for Mamaluke to go serious. And Mamaluke, he's waiting on some new tights. He has decided to go serious. But, you know, he's going to drop that FBI gimmick. But right now, he's decided he wants to stay as a tag team. He's looking for new tag team partners. And he found this kid, Matt Thompson, who's 6'8".
My, oh my.
He might be 6'8". He wrestles like a cruiserweight, but this is only his 4th or 5th match ever.
And his debut in Ring of Honor. This is going to be a big one for him as Tony Mamaluke in there with Mafia, I believe.
Monster Mac.
Monster Mac, thank you.
And not only that, but you're talking about a debut right here in Ring of Honor. What a way to debut against the Hit Squad. Talk about two guys who you would not want to debut against, because there's no harder hitting tag team in this business than Mafia and Monster Mac, the Hit Squad. As there you see Tony Mamaluke going to the mat right now with Monster Mac.
This will be quite a trial by fire for Matt Thompson. No matter how big you are, you don't want to start off against the Hit Squad because they will mess you up.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Tony Mamaluke, he's going to see if this kid has what it takes right off the bat here against the Hit Squad. If they can pull out a victory right here, we might have a suddenly new dangerous tag team here in Ring of Honor, because the Hit Squad, they don't really lose that often.
Right, I would keep him on my side if he helped me beat the Hit Squad, but that's easier said than done. So far, this match has pretty much been on the mat, which would favor Tony Mamaluke, but Monster Mac's hanging with him very well.
Yep, of course, Tony Mamaluke, his credentials, they trained by D. Malenko, that run in WCW. Of course, they'll run as ECW World Tag Team Champions with James Maritato, then known as Little Guido as part of the FBI. And now Tony Mamaluke, he's looking to kind of reinvent himself, start his career over here in Ring of Honor, perhaps in a new tag team if this Matt Thompson kid works out.
And we haven't seen it quite yet as Mamaluke's still working on Monster Mac, laying in some forearm shots here. As the tag team situation in Ring of Honor always very competitive. There's always a ton of teams bouncing around trying to make their way up the ladder for the tag belts, which are currently...
I think we had a blind tag there by Thompson. Whoa!
Yes, here comes Matt Thompson into the ring. And quickly he gets a 2 count. This big guy can fly.
I wouldn't call him big, I call him tall and skinny. I guess that is big, and whoa.
Satellite head scissors, and we'll see him, amazing, a guy this size going to the air as often as he does.
And I think he has to go to the air because those clotheslines having no effect on Monster Mac at all. And whoops. Well, 4th or 5th match, that's what happens.
Yeah, it does, as Monster Mac might have to try to show him how it's done here.
And whoa.
A clothesline from Compton.
That's how you throw a clothesline.
Well, he'll get it next time.
If there is a next time. Stuff like that's going to make you want to quit the business as he's going in again. Whoa!
Nice belly-to-belly suplex.
That's a 6'8" belly-to-belly suplex right there.
Great power there by Monster Mac to take him over. You know you've been in a fight when you've been in there with a Hit Squad, and I think Matt Thompson could use a little break.
Yep, Matt Thompson can definitely use a little break right there.
Mafia checking in now.
Now I'll tell you what, Matt Thompson, for his 4th or 5th match, to pull off a springboard move like that, that's pretty damn impressive. This kid has some potential.
Oh, he's got tons of potential, especially with that size.
Oh, face wash by Mafia right there.
Oh.
Absolutely brutal.
And...
oh.
Is that more face wash, I guess?
That is an ass to the face. And that is a whipping cannonball right there.
Well, Tony Mamaluke's face has definitely seen better days after all that. And now, Monster Mac.
No, that's Mafia.
Thanks, I have a hard time with that.
And Matt Thompson making the save there.
Mafia with Tony Mamaluke, and now the Hit Squad in firm control. Tony Mamaluke, the leader of this team, and he's really been knocked around right now.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had anyone even close to 6'8" in a Ring of Honor ring before.
He definitely stands out as we got a double whip in and a double clothesline, and Mamaluke in big trouble.
Mamaluke definitely in trouble, and he's kind of rolling into the other corner. He should be trying to roll into his own corner for the tag. Mamaluke, an experienced tag team wrestler, he knows what tag team wrestling's all about, and I wonder if he's losing a little confidence in his partner right now.
Well, sometimes it takes a while for a pair of partners to gel, but and it's really not happening right now. We'll see if he can make it over to Thompson and see if they can get some of their own double teams moving. Right now, the Hit Squad really tagging in well.
Hit Squad absolutely dominating right now.
And again, frequent tags just about every 10 seconds. It's like you're fighting both members of the Hit Squad at the same time, and yet it's perfectly legal. So here we go. Oof. Wheelbarrow suplex into the clothesline, and the Hit Squad again showing why they're one of the top teams here in Ring of Honor.
And your ref, Gary Moyer. Oh, Matt Thompson in again to make the save.
And the foot on the ropes, but boy, Tony Mamaluke desperately needs a tag right now. You're seeing vintage Hit Squad right now, Chris.
Tony Mamaluke, he just needs to find his niche here in Ring of Honor. He just needs to find his place, and this guy can be extremely successful. I mean, no doubt about that with his abilities. As there you see a press slam.
Well, he's making progress nicely. Turned it over into a suplex.
Nice by Monster Mac.
And you got to give him credit. He is starting to get more serious. It's not like you brought him out as Matt Thompsonelli or nothing. Like trying to continue to do the FBI gimmick.
And Matt Thompson with another save right there. Well, James Martato, he did have that talk with him at that Glory by Honor show on that videotape that you saw, or DVD release. And oof, we got him by the hair right there.
And here comes Mafia back into the match. And the Hit Squad continues to double team Tony Mamaluke, and one of the great signs of a good tag team is preventing your opponent from making a tag and cutting off the ring. These two have obviously been very well schooled in tag team wrestling, watching some of the great teams through the years. And there's the stiffest elbow in the business. Mamaluke is really in trouble.
Mamaluke needs a tag bad. It doesn't matter if you have confidence in your partner or not. Matt Thompson does have some natural ability, and right now Mamaluke's just got to give a kid a chance and try to tag out as soon as he gets any kind of an advantage whatsoever.
Got to give Mamaluke a lot of credit. He's really come a long way from taking a lot of crazy dives early in his career to really being a sound mat technician, and now he really has a good overall package, but he's having a hard time showing because he's fighting both members of the Hit Squad, it seems.
Yeah, this is shaping up kind of like a handicap match right now. Probably Mamaluke's wishing for Maritato right now, or maybe even his cousin Nunzio.
Or the National Guard at this point. Nice drop kick.
And that's a big guy getting off his feet like that. Very impressive by Monster Mac.
Well, the Hit Squad's shown that they can fly too. They have been in those scramble matches, and we're going to see the Motherball scramble matches a little bit later. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's going to be good. I'm glad I'm not you, Jeff Gordon, because you're the one who's got to call it. But oh, nice flying clothesline by Matt Thompson.
And Thompson.
This is a weird looking kid, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he's got the height. He's almost like Sean Bradley in basketball when he first started. It took him a while to bulk up. If he does bulk up a little bit more, he'll really bring a lot more to the table.
Oh, if he bulks up the way that he flies, this guy's going to be awesome. And there you see Mamaluke with a little bit of advantage there. Nice forearms by Matt Thompson as he throws, what do we got there? Monster Mac back in.
Well, Mamaluke, is he going to tag? Now's his chance.
I think the crowd's beginning to want to see Matt Thompson in there and see what he can do.
But Mamaluke deciding to do it himself.
Nice leg drop.
Great extension. And only two. Now's the time to tag, Tony.
The crowd is begging for Matt Thompson to come in. They want to see the tall, skinny kid in there.
And takes him over a small package. No, can't get the three. You know, if you're going to bring him out here as your partner, let him help.
I think Tony Mamaluke wanted to see what he had. He saw what he had in the opening minutes of this match, and he saw enough. Nice swinging DDT right there. Matt Thompson, only his 4th or 5th match, thrown right into the fire right here. Maybe Tony Mamaluke, maybe he thought that he had a gem in hiding right here. Matt Thompson definitely has some potential. Maybe he saw that in practice, but not quite there in the ring yet as far as it goes in front of a sold-out Americal Civic Center here.
And Chris, I think everybody in this building has more confidence in Matt Thompson than his partner does. They all want to see him in the the ring.
They want to see him in even Mafia. Mafia, they're calling for it. And let's see if we got it. Here he comes.
See what Matt Thompson can do.
Oh, goes for the boot. No.
No, coming back with a chop as the Hit Squad trying to pick up right where they left off. Thompson with a reversal and a big foot to the face.
That is a big foot.
Yeah, a lot of.
And hold on.
Oh man, Lion Salt.
That's a 6'8" Lion Salt.
And 2. Very nicely done. This guy was very graceful.
Oh, I've
Took
seen.
him a while to rotate. That looks real good.
Oh, well, you got that kind of body to get over. Of course, it's going to take a while. And I'm seeing what Tony Mamaluk saw in this kid. But
now they're softening him up. Trying to counter. Mamaluk helping his partner.
And Mamaluk had to help his partner right there.
Dragon Sleeper.
I think the Hit Squad could break that kid in half if they wanted to.
And they do. Well, maybe not exactly, but they break it up as all 4 men in the ring. Referee's got to get some control here.
Ooh, nice.
Spinning heel kick by Matt Thompson, the tallest high flyer you ever see.
Oh.
Mamaluk just dropped there, and it looks like Hit Squad's ready to put this one away.
Oh, Oh!
Welcome to Ring of Honor.
Post job for Brutal. Mamaluk's got submission on Monster Mac.
Looks him over.
But no! Mafia's got him hooked for the burning hammer.
Oh, man, he got him with a burning hammer.
And that's going to snap that kid's neck. But hold on, I think Monster Mac is tapping there. But we had a pinfall counted. Ref Gary Morer counting the pinfall.
Who was legal in this? Mamaluk's celebrating because he got the tap out.
He got the tap out, but the referee, the tap out was made after the 3 count. Mafia with the burning hammer. Matt Thompson bringing the Hit Squad to victory. Another win for Mafia. Monster Mac, the Hit Squad.
Here it is, the biggest scramble of them all, a 10-man match. match. We've got 3 members of the Spanish announce team and 2 members of Divine Storm taking on 5 members of Special K. What's going on here?
Special K, they just pick up new members at whatever rave they're at, and you see Deranged right now making his debut with Special K. Angel Dust in their corner too, making his debut with Special K, as we got one intense lockup right now. And Tag Team Scramble, it's becoming one of the hottest things in Ring of Honor right now. A Ring of Honor original concept. The Tag Team Scramble, basically no tags are necessary, and this allows the ROH's roster of young, impressive, innovative, creative wrestlers to really use all their creativity and come up with some unbelievable moves and double teams, triple teams, quadruple teams, and this one, what's the term?
Quintuple teams.
You got it, as we got Jose Maximo in there with Deranged.
And we're underway. The other guy on the Special K team is Slim J, the blonde one, and a triangle hold by Deranged. Jose escaping. This match is starting on the mat, but I don't think it's going to end there, Chris.
Slim J looking like an Eminem wannabe, but this kid is something to watch. He is absolutely a spectacular performer. Kim is superstar, no doubt about that. He's going to be one of those youngsters to keep an eye on. And Deranged looking really good here in his ROH debut.
Deranged gets on top of Maximo and now goes for a cross arm breaker. We're seeing him showing some very good mat moves right now, despite the goofy way he was acting earlier.
Well, he's acting goofy because he's on something. We saw that in the locker room earlier. These Special K kids, they have no respect for Ring of Honor or any of that. It's not the way that Christopher Daniels and the Prophecy are. It's totally different. These kids are just a bunch of rich, spoiled punk kids living off their parents, driving their cars, spending their money on E or whatever drugs they can come up with, and going to raves.
And like you said, they don't have any respect. They act in the locker room the same way they act like in their parents' basement. Nice arm drag takedown there by Deranged. Pretty happy with himself, and Jose's right behind it.
You see Joey, and I want to know what's Joey doing with this group. Joey Matthews, of course, part of that tag team with Christian York for years, and he got a hold of some of whatever Special K was taking, and
he must have liked it.
He liked it, but this is a bunch of 18-year-old kids. What's Joey Matthews doing hanging out with a bunch of 18-year-old kids? Act your age, Joey. You're an old man now.
Joey, an old man? Wow. I must really be an old man. As Deranged has Jose Maximo locked up here. More good, he's got a sleeper hold, also has the legs around, so Jose makes it to the ropes. So far we've just seen these two, but Deranged looking pretty good.
I want to know, Joey, this guy's been everywhere. WWE, WCW, ECW, you name it. This guy's been around the block. What's he doing, devoting more time to partying in the locker room than wrestling? Of course, Alexis Lurie, she came in as a second for Joey Matthews and Christian York, absolutely disgusted, and Christian York, he's so disgusted he won't even come back.
Well, maybe he's just deranged and actually maybe he's just disillusioned because some of the places he's wrestled before have gone out of business.
And there you see that scramble action. As right there, the 2 guys go out, 2 more come in. We got the Amazing Red and Slim J, and this is probably the 2 best young high flyers in the United States right now.
Yeah, we've heard some really good things about Slim J. We'll see if he can capture this moment and hope it don't pass.
Well, Slim J, he's proven he is just a kid here by hanging out with the Special K group, and what was that?
I guess he's been watching a lot of Eminem videos as Red flips him over and takes him down, flipping him over again with a clothesline.
Oof.
Red welcoming Slim J to Ring of Honor.
And we have all sorts of action on the floor too. At Slim J out now, Red out, and that allows Izzy to come in, and I believe that would be Joel.
Izzy and Joel as we have a leapfrog off the ropes and a nice head scissors by Izzy.
And the action is non-stop, fast-paced. That's what Tag Team Scramble is all about. You know what? Everyone says, oh, the smart fans, they go, oh, it's just a spot fest. Well, let me tell you something. It takes a lot of ability, a lot of creativity, a lot of innovation to pull one of these things off, as you're just seeing one unbelievable, punishing, fast-paced move after another. And you know what? When you see Tag Team Scramble action, you're going to see something that you've never seen in a wrestling ring before.
Nice kick there by Joel. I like this Scramble action. It's kind of like Lucha Libre, only with sort of an American twist on it.
Well, without the BS, all those captain's falls and 2 out of 3 falls and whatever it is, one of the exciting things about Tag Team Scramble is one fall takes it. So you know everyone's going for that pinfall. Everyone's trying to keep that pinfall from happening. It's one fall and it's over.
Chris Divine in there with Angel Dust making his debut as Divine rolls through. Angel Dust on the Special K team, as his name would obviously imply, and an arm drag takedown down by Divine. But we had action all over the building.
There's action everywhere. You see Trinity, that's Chris Divine's girlfriend, at ringside.
Nice head scissors takeover by Angel Dust as he moves in on Chris Divine. Irish whip is now reversed, and Divine gets flipped over to the apron.
Holds on though.
And Angel us, trying to find his way back. But Divine nails him with a top rope drop kick.
And this action's too intense for those turnbuckle pads as they're falling down. And there you see all that fast-paced action. Those two out. Now everyone's on the floor. And what's this? Joey with the headlock?
Joey, Quiet Storm. It's a scramble, Joey. Takes him over.
After all that high flying, all that fast-paced back and forth stuff, we got Joey with a traditional headlock on Quiet Storm in the middle of the ring while everybody else is on the floor.
Joey has definitely gone in a completely different direction.
Whatever Joey's taking, it's making him kind of goofy, and he's still holding that headlock. He's working it. Where are we, in Memphis?
He's been there too. He's been just about everywhere. And it's like there's too much knowledge in his brain and everything seems...
No, I don't think there's something else in his brain. I think there's some sort of chemicals in his brain right now which is affecting him. As there you see, puts Quiet Storm down at the shoulder block, Quiet Storm up, and he holds onto the ropes. He thinks he's wrestling Jerry Lawler or something out there.
Right. Watch out, he might have something in his trunks. And Quiet Storm in there as Joey tries to soften him up, and he sends him out.
And everybody's out on the floor now. We got the SAT and Divine Storm team out on the floor, and Special K's in the ring. And what do we got here?
Uh-oh. You know what happens.
5 guys on the floor, 5 in the ring, and we have a car wreck here inside the Americal Civic Center. It's called Tag Team Scramble Action. It's called all 5 members of Special K doing simultaneous dives on the same side of the ring on all the members of the SAT Divine Storm. How do you call this, Jeff Foreman?
That may be a first in the United States. Having 5 simultaneous dives like that.
And you have Deranged makes his way back. Oh! Joel Maximo takes off Deranged's head with that clothesline.
And Joel has a good way of putting his stamp on this match.
You gotta think, you could be going for the pinfall now because everyone's on the floor.
Not a bad idea.
Uh-oh, no.
Drop kick and Joel hung on to him.
And dishes him over to Jose. Kick to the face. Oh!
Into an ace crusher.
That is SAT innovation at its best. The most innovative tag team on the planet today. Joel Maximo, Jose Maximo, the Amazing Red, and that's them at their best right there. And this Americal Civic Center sold-out crowd here absolutely eating it up.
And the SAT, they keep making up moves and then they just keep making up more. They never rest on their laurels. They're always innovating. Red with a chop there on Deranged.
Whips him in.
And a nice flying knee by Red. Red wrestling for the second time tonight. He was in that Dream Partner match, but he's still looking pretty good in there.
Now you can do all the fancy stuff, you can do all the dangerous stuff, but that simple knee just as effective.
And now we get a tag, even though it's not necessary. You can tag, and here comes Quiet Storm. These guys are all really very familiar with each other, Quiet Storm and Divine, along with SAT. They've all trained together.
They've all come up in the business together. And what's this?
Bum rushing the show, and down goes everybody in Special K.
Trio Woe. It's Divine's turn. Jose. Joel. And Red's going to cap it off here. Nothing could be bigger than that. 5 kicks to the head right there in the Trio Woe position. Hold on, they're not done.
Everybody! This looks like sliding practice in baseball.
Whew. I don't know who hit him there, who missed him, but whatever. Deranged just got who knows how many feet to the face and chest right there. That's gotta hurt.
And to continue that analogy, Deranged is up.
Oh no, they're pulling him back in. Uh-oh,
Please,
we got a pin.
Only 2. Deranged has got to get out of there as the whole turnbuckle pad has come off.
You think Kevin Sullivan's ever done a Trio Woe like that before?
Not exactly. And Red's going to make a tag. Here comes Chris Divine. And now everything's going the SAT Divine Storm way.
Yeah, totally in control of this match. Of course, these 5, they've been trained with each other since day 1 in this business. And you see they're slowing it down, taking the pace right now.
Brainbuster by Divine.
Yep, speeding it up when they have to with that Trio Woe. But now they're in control on Deranged.
And Deranged barely kicking out. He's got to make a tag to his goofy friend.
Chris Divine, it would have helped if he hooked the leg there. Not a strong cover at all.
Sends him in. Deranged Deranged floating over, trying to get out of this.
Whoa!
And he does with a floating DDT. He's pretty proud of himself.
And right now, Deranged should just roll out of the ring so another member of Special K can get in there, but he's going for the cover instead. I guess if you don't have all your capacities to think clearly, you're not going to do things like that. And tagging in Joey, who probably coming with a leg scissors or an arm bar or something.
Right, they're not exactly firing on all mental cylinders.
Well, when you're taking whatever they're taking, you're not going to.
And they're obviously sharing it equally the way they're acting as Joey in there now with Chris Divine. Joey with a reversal. Swing and a miss. And a flying body press. And a 2 count for Divine. And Joey back with a clothesline.
Nice, basic, effective, and nice. And Joey now getting on the crowd. Joey's like 25. He's hanging out with a bunch of 18-year-old kids. Can you go to jail for that or something?
He's too young to be trying to rediscover his youth. It's like the world's earliest midlife crisis. And now what's going on?
Joey's setting up for something.
Double eye joint.
Oh, did you see Angel Dust? That's what happens when you go to the ring messed up. You're behind on everything.
Quadruple enziguri, and Angel Dust tried to give an enziguri to someone who wasn't quite there. Maybe the boogeyman.
Maybe he thought somebody was there. And now what do we got? Elbow by Angel Dust. He connects with that.
It's elbow practice.
Izzy.
Slim J.
Deranged.
Here comes Joey. Winding it up. Memphis style. And Special K very proud of themselves.
Especially Joey. And let's see Angel Dust saying he's got control of the situation here. Special K now having control of the match. And let's see what Angel Dust can pull out here in his ROH debut.
Reversal. Up to the apron, and here comes Angel Dust.
Oh, Divine catches him.
Oh, nice.
Slams him down.
Chris Divine could use a tag himself. Or again in a scramble, just get out of the ring.
Just roll out.
Come back in.
You're good, but he like Deranged going for the cover.
Only 2, and Slim J getting some more of that anger out. And that kick is blocked.
See the real Slim Shady?
He's one of the many Slim Shadys behind that MTV thing. Takes him over.
Nice.
A 2 count. And despite his look, he's got a lot of ability in there. And here comes Red.
It's Chris Divine. He can just roll out, so Red can't be the legal man. And oh, Red's got him hooked on.
Oh! Dropped him right on his head. Hooks him over a 2 count. Izzy makes the save.
Izzy had to make the save, and Slim J has to roll out. He is. Oh, nice move by Izzy, and oh, there's that moonsault drop kick.
Great kick, catches him on the way up. Never seen anybody else do that. Here comes
it's an Izzy original.
Jose, double underhook, face buster.
And Red rolls out, so Jose can be the legal man, but Deranged coming in, and I think Izzy's going to have a chance to roll out, so Deranged becomes the legal man.
And Deranged is in big trouble now.
Oh, he takes Jose down. Slamming the back of his head on the canvas.
Good counter there. I thought Deranged was in big trouble, but now Joel checks in.
You know what? I guess you can make the save for one of your partners here. Let your partner roll out, and you become the legal man in the ring.
It's all legal.
That's why there's only 1 pinfall, but it's so tough to get it, and Joel almost had it there until Joey made the save.
See, now Joey's legal. And setting up, Joel counters, swing and a miss. And Joey landing that move.
He's got him.
Elbow with the side suplex there, and now Quiet Storm checks in.
You know what I feel bad for in this one is Rep Hansen having to call his action.
He doesn't know who to look at. Nice roaring elbow by Quiet Storm.
He's hooking him for that spinal shock.
Yes.
Oh, that's the guy who created it. Victoria can do it all she wants, but there's only one man that created it, and that's Quiet Storm.
The spinal shock, that's called. And it was a good super kick there by Angel Dust checking in, but now he got nailed by Divine.
And we have everybody, what's going on here? Everybody climbing up the ropes.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, this is going to be bad news for Special K.
Bad news for the ring.
I don't even know how to call this. Let's just let it speak for itself.
Red says, I'm getting out of here. No.
What? That is like a human fireworks display right there. And that action, you can't call that, Jeff Corbin. That action just speaks for itself. Over 500 plus sold out Americal Civics that are going nuts. But Joey with the low blow, he's back in. Red hit that dive on him on the outside. But Joey just nailing everybody with low blows.
Come on. I think the fans called that move for us, Chris, just with their reaction. That was one of a kind.
Joey is old school. He's going to pull out a chain out of those tights necks.
That's right.
And now it looks like this is going to give Special K an advantage. They're all going up.
Look out. Special K Airlines is taking off now that United is bankrupt. Quadruple moonsault. And everybody kicks out. Woo. I guess they all had to get their moonsaulting license before they made it into the building. And Joey's saying, how did we not win the match with a quadruple moonsault? Here comes Red with a springboard drop kick.
Red's back, and we got too many people in there. It's Red cleaning house now.
Izzy goes down. Here comes Deranged. Red flips him out. Leg sweep.
Red Star.
No, got out of the way. Deranged doing a good job scouting his opponents tonight. Moonsault, nobody home. Red sends him through. Takes him over nicely. And Deranged getting some momentum here for the Special K team. Pounding away.
We have all sorts of bodies everywhere in this one.
Flips over and back. And Red punches him with a water wheel slam. And Deranged is out of there.
And it looks like Slim J coming up though. And Red sees him.
He said this match will be empty without me. Boot to the face. Here comes.
It could be the 718. Yes.
There it is. Wow, he got caught right in the mouth with a 718.
Uh-oh, Quiet Storm. I guess Red's out of the match now. And
Here comes.
Uh-oh.
Fans here in Boston know that one. Storm.
Oh!
Ouch. There's saved by Izzy. That would have been 3.
And I think that could have broken Slim J's neck.
Look at this. Gory special into a neck breaker by Divine. He's got the submission, but here comes Joey to break it up. Just an incredible 10-man scramble we're seeing here. Joey and Divine.
Slim J tripping him there. And Joey dumping Divine out, but there's Jose.
Checking in. Ooh, and there's that snapping over German suplex. And Deranged taking down Jose. Here comes Joel.
Deranged kind of spinning out of control there, but Joel catches him.
He's Deranged.
Well, that's what happens when you're on something.
Right.
And
when you start out Deranged and then you're on something.
Power bombed. 4th power bomb. And he holds on.
Maximo explosion.
Go for the cover, Joel. And look at him. He is pumped up.
He's like, I want to end this match right now, and 4 power bombs should do the trick.
But there's Angel Dust. That's why it's so tough to win these matches. You got to make sure everybody's out of the ring.
You got to incapacitate the whole team. Hooks him up.
Oh.
DDT off the ropes. And Joel.
And hold on, Red's going up.
Look at this.
Infrared. He's got him.
There we go.
Oh, nobody there to make the save. That's it for Angel Dust. That's tag team scramble action at its best. That's innovation. That's fast paced. And that's Ring of Honor.
We're ready for a handicap match. The Ring Crew Express of Dunn and Marcos against Samoa Joe.
Poof, and this one happened, of course, Dunn and Marcos getting the Prophecy's way earlier tonight. Chris Daniels said, hey, Samoa Joe, you want a job? Here's a job for you. Beat these 2 kids up. Samoa Joe shaking hands. He's not an official member of the Prophecy. He doesn't believe in what they believe in. He's not going to break the code of honor. But if they got a job to do and they got the money,
That's right. He'll take their money, though. Dunn and Marcos with a double shoulder block, and Samoa Joe just slapping him around.
Samoa Joe is just a monster. This guy is as tough, as hard-hitting as they come in this business. We saw that with that brutal match against Loki at Glory by Honor.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, look at him just brutalizing these two. The Recro Express, they should just tap out now. They got no chance in this one.
Irish whip. And Samoa Joe, nothing fancy about this. It's all aggression when you have him in the ring, no matter whose side he's on.
Samoa Joe is big, he's powerful, and he's not afraid to take a shot. And since he's not afraid to take one, he will dish one out. And that low-key match at Glory by Honor, absolutely the most brutal match I've ever seen in a professional wrestling ring. No sports entertainment in that one. It's all about professional wrestling here in Ring of Honor. It's a big power slam, and why would you make the save if you're Marcos?
It's just prolonging the agony. And that match, like you mentioned, Chris, really put Samoa Joe on the map here in the States.
And don't forget about Samoa Joe, who won that tag team title match at All-Star Extravaganza for the Prophecy, as he's just...
Oh, man, can't even see.
He is taking advantage of Marcos at this point. This is what Chris Daniels paid for. This is what Chris Daniels is getting. Oh!
Youch!
And that's what he uses as his finish in Japan.
The Island Driver.
Oh!
And now lining up Dunn with those kicks. Yeah, he's a big star in Japan, too, with 0-1.
And scoops him up.
There's the Island Driver.
I'm sorry, my bad, Jeff Gorman.
That's okay. And that's 3.
That is it for Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Samoa Joe!
Street fight here as Michael Shane and Biohazard have just gotten the jump on Paul London and their mentor Rudy Boy Gonzalez.
It's a Boston street fight, the culmination of this feud that began in July, crowning a champion. It was a match for a contract, a tag team match. Michael Shane won it on his team, won that contract. Paul London and all the fans thought that he had it won. Paul London thought that he had it won. It resulted in a backstage tussle. Honor invades Boston, a singles match. Paul London against Michael Shane. Michael Shane faking that injury, playing off of what happened to Chris Marvel at the Round Robin Challenge, leading to getting a cheap victory. Afterwards, the Prophecy, Simply Luscious, trying to get Michael Shane to join. He super kicked her. Rudy Boy Gonzalez trying to convince Michael Shane to stay with him. He super kicked him. Then he and Biohazard both attacked Paul London. Glory unscripted, the match of the year, street fight ladder match between Paul London and Michael Shane, an absolute must-see. Absolutely elevated both men to the top of Ring of Honor. Glory by Honor. Steve Corino and Rudy Boy Gonzalez settled it in a Texas death match. But afterwards, it was Biohazard and Michael Shane attacking Rudy Boy along with Corino until Paul London made the save. And then, of course, it was All-Star Extravaganza. The surprise appearance by Tommy Dreamer after Michael Shane refused to shake Paul London's hand in that tag team gauntlet, that number one contenders trophy gauntlet series. Tommy Dreamer making a surprise appearance, making him shake hands. Tommy Dreamer said Ring of Honor was a place to be. He wasn't paid to say that. He wanted to come and say it to the crowd, that Ring of Honor deserves your support. But what did Michael Shane do? He ruined that moment between Tommy Dreamer and the fans by giving Paul London a clothesline after shaking his hand. Tommy Dreamer, of course, DDT'd Michael Shane, and that leads us all to this moment, this street fight. Paul London, Rudy Boy Gonzalez against Michael Shane and Biohazard. Take over, Jeff Gorman.
Great, Chris. And it makes you remember all that background information. That leads us up to the street
I remembered it.
As Biohazard has Paul London out on the floor, and it's amazing how these guys have all come up together, and it's culminated with such disrespect that they're showing for their mentor, Rudy Boy Gonzalez, to the point where he has to actually take up arms, or chairs in this case, against his own students.
And you might have seen that padding on that chair, so you're saying, hey, it doesn't hurt that much, but that chair is much heavier than your usual steel chair. So you got that weight coming up against you, and that hurts, especially when you have someone strong like Rudy Boy Gonzalez, a man who's trained Spanky, American Dragon, Michael Shane, Paul London, Lance Cade. The list goes on and on of impressive athletes he's changed. When Shawn Michaels started a wrestling school, he handpicked Rudy Boy Gonzalez to be his head trainer of the school. Michael Shane refuses to acknowledge it, though, saying that he was trained by HBK himself, which he was, but Rudy Boy had a big hand in it. But here it is, the disrespect to Rudy Boy, the disrespect to Paul London, the feud. Feuds don't just happen overnight here in Ring of Honor. They build. You need some attention span to follow them, and it's going to probably end right here in this street fight, perhaps.
We're seeing Paul London and Rudy Boy Gonzalez with some good tag team moves. The flapjack and then the partner flip over into the splash. And that's really, look at that.
Whoa,
Rudy Boy putting on the fake there.
Yep. And there you see Biohazard with Michael Shane. Biohazard, you know, he's not the smartest kid in the world, but
Elevating London to the floor, and the fans respond.
And Paul London, his star's just risen since the first appearance that he had here in Ring of Honor. He came out of nowhere. The fans didn't even know what he looked like before he came in, and he has risen, especially with that street fight ladder match at Unscripted, to become one of the main players here in Ring of Honor, along with Michael Shane. And Biohazard, like I was saying before, he's not the smartest kid in the block, but at the same time, he is extremely talented, a ton of potential, and Michael Shane kind of got in his head a little bit, convinced him that, hey, get away from Rudy Boy, come with me instead of driving all the way up from Texas. In fact, they drove 30 hours. Instead of driving from Texas, I'll buy you a plane ticket, you can fly up. But Rudy Boy, very dedicated, made that 30-hour drive each way to the Americal Civic Center here, so he could be here tonight and get a little piece of revenge on Biohazard and Michael Shane.
Tremendous moonsault on the floor by Paul London on Biohazard, and you see what a risky move that is, as London hurt himself on that hardwood basketball floor.
Well, Paul London is all about high risk. That's why the chant, please don't die at him. And because they're really scared for his safety, because that guy just takes some enormous risk. He's a daredevil.
They don't want Paul London to be somebody who sacrifices his career for the fans. They want to keep seeing him over and over.
Well, that's what's unique about Ring of Honor. The fans here aren't here just to mock the wrestlers or try to get themselves over. And what do we have here?
We've got a tarantula version by Rudy Boy Gonzalez. This guy can go.
Rudy Boy Gonzalez pulling out a tarantula. You gotta love that. But like I was saying here, the fans here, they respect the wrestlers. They don't want to see him just kill him. Whoa! Biohazard going right through that guardrail.
Welcome to row A. How's your seat?
If the fans here, they're not here to see a freak show, people just diving off of balconies or whatever, no regards for their body. The people here, they're here to respect the wrestlers. They're here to show their appreciation for the great talent that you see in the ring, and that's what Ring of Honor is all about. But you know, sometimes it's not about, you know, who's the best athlete. It's not about honor. It's not about respect. Sometimes you got issues. Sometimes there's bad blood, and when that happens, you're gonna have things like a street fight, and the Code of Honor does not apply, because the Code of Honor, it's about promoting the best wrestling. It's about promoting athletic wrestling, and sometimes, hey, people, they just want to fight. They just want to hurt each other, and the Code of Honor is not necessary. As you see, Rudy Boy not only DDT'd on that steel mesh guardrail, but on the floor as well.
Rudy Boy is down, and he could be in big trouble here, and Paul London could also be in trouble if Michael Shane can make it into the ring and do a double team, because Rudy Boy has really been laid out here.
Yep, but you have Paul London and Biohazard going at it right now. Michael Shane and Rudy Boy going at it, and there you see a chair in the ring right now. What's Biohazard going for?
London in a seated position here, and here comes Biohazard. Great flying mare off the ropes.
Very nicely executed there. And there's that heavy chair. Oh, those things hurt.
Yeah.
Those things are heavy. You might pick up one of those light steel chairs. Yes, they hurt because you're getting steel right there. That might have some padding, but that has some weight behind it. That's just going to jolt your whole body.
And Michael Shane just wearing out Rudy Boy Gonzalez, showing no respect. Like you said, he doesn't really consider Rudy Gonzalez to be his trainer.
Even though he was.
And now we see London peppering Biohazard with those forearms. And now Rudy Boy is going to try to beat some more respect out of Michael Shane. But again, it's not happening. Shane with the advantage.
And you know what? That's what Michael Shane is all about. This guy, he's so confident that he's arrogant. He is that good to back it up. But his arrogance gets the better of him. And you know what? I'll say it. The guy's just plain an asshole.
Oh, I really hope you don't get in trouble for saying that, Chris. But I'm having a hard time.
Oh!
Look out! London pushed right onto the turnbuckle, and that could chop down your family tree. Rudy Boy gets introduced to the post, and now things are not looking good for London and Rudy Boy. But just like that, London with a counter. And two. Biohazard kicks out.
Biohazard, this is a kid to watch. He's young, he's pretty new to the business, he has a good deal of experience in the ring, but this is a kid with a ton of potential, a ton of great moves, as you see right there.
Death Valley driver by Biohazard, very nice. He's only going to get better. He's got all the tools.
I'll tell you something though, Biohazard, he's not the smartest guy in the world.
Yeah, you seem to mention that. Do you have his SAT scores in your pocket or something?
I don't think he even made it to the SATs.
Yeah, maybe he couldn't fill out Biohazard on those little circles that you fill out. No, London kicks out. I can't believe we're talking about. Okay, forget it. London trying to make his way back to his feet.
And you have a lot of hatred between these two teams. That's why there's no code of honor in this one. They're just out to hurt each other. And this could be the final chapter of this Paul London-Michael Shane feud that's really just built nicely since last July. Started out as just a match for a contract, went into that absolutely brutal ladder match, bloody, violent, a must-see match, and now we got this street fight with these two teams. And it's appropriate that it's here in Wakefield because this is the very same building in Honor Invades Boston where Biohazard and Michael Shane attacked Paul London and Rudy Boy. And we got a ladder.
And now Biohazard had to look for a while, but he finally found that ladder. And now he's got it set up in a very precarious position, and I really don't think I like what he has in mind here.
We've seen chairs, we've seen those steel mesh guardrails used, and now we're going to see a ladder.
I think we should start chanting, "Please don't die" right now at all four of these guys. London fighting for his life here.
And it's Michael Shane and Biohazard going at it right now as well.
Smart move. London getting that ladder out of harm's way so he doesn't land on it.
He's not getting it out of harm's way. He's getting it in a position where he can do even more damage.
Oh, no.
Paul London, no regard for his own body, and there you see it's Rudy Boy taking that turnbuckle. The turnbuckle pattern, of course, ripped off earlier in this match, so that's steel against the back of Rudy Boy Gonzalez, as right now Paul London's setting Biohazard up on the floor for something, and let's see what he's going to go for. Of course, this guy, he's always pulling out new moves. That's what he's all about, and he's going to shooting star off the ladder, and he's got set up for it. This is going to hurt him and Biohazard if he hits it. And let's see, he's got him set up. Oh, Biohazard kicking the ladder.
Oh, no.
Biohazard kicking the ladder, causing Paul London to get crotched on it, losing his balance. And we got Michael Shane and Rudy Boy going at it. And, Biohazard, he has to follow up on it. And look at Michael Shane through the ringside table from the top turnbuckle. And everyone's hurting at this point.
You see what a brutal street.
And Biohazard is bleeding. Biohazard busted open.
This is what a match like this is for, to settle the feud once and for all. And I think all four of these guys will be done with this after this. Rudy Boy with a baseball slide. I gotta admit, I didn't really know who Rudy Boy Gonzalez was in whatever earlier part of his career. This is the first time I've ever seen him, and even though he's obviously a little early advanced his career, he's looking pretty good in it.
Well, Rudy Boy, this is really a special thing for him. You see, he's a little bit of blood on the forehead there by Rudy Boy. Rudy Boy, he doesn't step in the ring unless it has a purpose. He wanted to get some revenge on Steve Corino, and even though he lost that Texas Death Match at Glory by Honor, he busted him open, and that's what Rudy Boy's after. And Rudy Boy, he prefers to train these days, not wrestle, but he wants to get a little bit of revenge on Michael Shane and Biohazard, so that's why he's putting himself in this match.
And these guys are really reflections of him. If you say that you're a Rudy Boy Gonzalez student, you want to conduct yourself in a certain way, and he doesn't like the way Michael Shane and Biohazard be conducting themselves.
And he just took that ladder to the back as Biohazard suplexing him on the ladder, and that's going to hurt that back. There's been 20 years of bumps on him. Rudy Boy working with just about every big name who's ever come through Texas. Of course, he makes that drive up from San Antonio, and what's Biohazard going for here?
The big guy going to the air.
And Rudy Boy is on that ladder. This is even more dangerous than Senton. Senton while Rudy Boy was lying on that ladder.
Again, we're seeing Biohazard. I know you don't think he's very smart, and he may not.
He's got the tools. There's no doubt about that. He's got the potential. No doubt about that one. I'm not going to deny that. I'm just saying, hey, he's listening to Michael Shane a little bit too closely. He's not too bright for doing that. As you see Paul London rolling back into the ring right now.
But in the ring, Biohazard's really showing us something, especially in this match. It's a street fight, but he's pulling out some great moves.
And look at that, padding side up. That's all steel on Biohazard.
Yes. Moonsault.
Yep, moonsault driving that steel chair down into Biohazard, and Rudy Boy up now.
We'll see if Rudy Boy and London can work together to take out one of these guys and end this match, because people are going to be jumping in, making saves. You want to isolate one of these two, and it looks like they're going to try to isolate Biohazard. Biohazard with a body slam.
And you know what? If you want to get trained, if you're serious about becoming a professional wrestler, you get trained by somebody like Rudy Boy Gonzalez. He really takes care of his students. He makes sure they get work in Ring of Honor. He gives them breaks. He teaches them the right way to act in the locker room and in the ring. I thought Paul London possibly going for that shooting star press on Biohazard, but Michael Shane breaking it up.
And poor Paul London. I mean, I mentioned his family tree earlier. I think it's probably just about in the wood chipper right now after all the abuse he's taken.
His nizuts are taking a beating in this one.
Poor guy. Out goes Biohazard, and now Rudy Boy may be in a position to help Paul London right here because he's in trouble with Michael Shane. Hooks him up.
Perhaps a superplex. No, Paul London fighting out of it. Pushes Michael Shane off and super kick.
How about that? A little taste of Shane's own medicine.
And Shane down. Shooting star press. That's the most beautiful shooting star press I've ever seen. We got a cover. Oh!
No!
Michael Shane kicking out. I'll give him all the credit in the world for that one. Michael Shane kicking out.
I thought that was pretty, Chris. I thought the ref... I don't know. I think the referee actually started to count, and then he started again.
Rick Porter, I will say that was a bad count by Rick Porter. As you see, Biohazard, what was that? Did he just throw Paul London into the remnants of that table on the outside? I believe he did.
This whole building is about to come crashing down.
We have chairs, we have ladders, we have...
And here comes Rudy Boy, Michael Shane, coming out of it. And there's a super kick.
Didn't quite connect all the way, just a glancing blow, but enough to get Rudy Boy off his feet. And Paul London breaking it up, but I think Rudy was kicking out anyways.
If he could have hit that really the way he liked it, he might have gotten 3, and we'll see if he's going to try that one more time.
Maybe.
Over and out goes Shane.
He would have gotten 3 if Rick Porter maybe could have made a decent count.
I like how London and Rudy Boy are working so well as a team since they're obviously not a regular tag team.
Yeah, but they spent so many hours in the gym together. In fact, Rudy Boy spent several hours with everybody in the gym. And what do we got here? Michael Shane, I think, is out of commission right now, and they got Biohazard.
Rudy's going up.
Oh, big power bomb. Running shooting star press by London. They both have him covered.
And that'll do it.
Rudy Boy getting a little bit of revenge here on Biohazard and Michael Shane. Rudy Boy Gonzalez and Paul London winning this Boston street fight right here in Wakefield, Massachusetts. Perhaps winning the feud, and Michael Shane can't be too happy with Biohazard.
We're ready for 6-man tag team action as Ring of Honors. We've got Fast Eddie, Don Juan, and Alex Arion taking on 3 members of the Carnage Crew now.
Looks like we have a new member of the Carnage Crew. So far, it's just been looking DeVito. They got this new guy, I believe his name is Masada, and well, they're going to be tested. Fast Eddie, he looked very impressive in his debut at Glory by Honor against actually Don Juan, 2 graduates of Rudy Boy Gonzalez's Texas Wrestling Academy, and they're teaming up with New England's probably best indie wrestler, Alex Arion. So this is going to be quite a test for the new Carnage Crew, I guess.
And right into the fire goes Masada, starting the match with a leapfrog, and he catches Fast Eddie with a...
Whoa, lands on his feet.
Nice.
This is a big kid. Maybe Logan DeVito met him at the corner bar they're hanging out at every night.
Well, it seems like every group has added at least 1 member tonight. It's like draft day here in Boston.
And you know what? Logan DeVito, they better be ready after this one, because next ROH show, Night of the Butcher, it's the final chapter of their feud against Homicide. It's Logan DeVito against Homicide and Abdul the Butcher in a bunkhouse match. That's coming on your next ROH video or DVD release, as we see a nice double team there by Don Juan and Fast Eddie. And there's Logan, only get arm dragged by Don Juan. Here comes DeVito, flying body pressed by Alex Arion. And I'm taking your job, Jeff Gorman. Go at it.
Drop kick, and out goes the Carnage Crew. Well, this match is not really the Carnage Crew's normal style. They like to do the sort of crazy brawling all over the place. That's what they have in store for themselves against Homicide and Abdul the Butcher. But this match, with the high flying and the tag team tactics, is really playing into the hands of the Fast Eddie team. And there's the beauty by Fast Eddie, taking out the entire Carnage crew.
And now he's incredible, but made even more incredible by the fact that Fast Eddie is legally blind. Yes, he can't drive, he can't even see his own name on a piece of paper, but this kid is one talented wrestler.
I am still amazed by that, just to even be in the wrestling ring, especially doing an incredible move like that. And now it's DeVito working over Alex Arion.
And DeVito wearing one of those controversial Jinx clothing shirts. You can check those out at rfvideo.com. Very controversial line as Luke tags in. And DeVito and Luke, these two are brawlers. They're just in the ring because they like to fight. They don't care about wins or losses. They just like to hurt people. And they're going to get that chance. Night of the Butcher, them and Homicide against them against Abdul the Butcher and Homicide. Whoa.
Masada with a drop kick out of a double Boston Crab. And like it or not, with the Carnage crew, they have really gelled into an outstanding and successful team. I mean, they don't make friends out here, but they're kind of slowly rising the ranks in the tag team.
They're looking, but this is actually their first real straight tag team match. They've been in some wars. You saw that Falls Count Anywhere match against the Hit Squad at Glory by Honor where they almost broke Mafia's neck. And then, of course, that bunkhouse match that almost stole the show, did steal the undercard at Crowning the Champion, where it's just bloody and brutal. And, of course, they already took Boogaloo out. They ended his career. He was Homicide's partner. They ended his career in a locker room attack at Unscripted, and that's what's causing Homicide to bring Abdul the Butcher in.
And now we see Don Juan with some nice looking offense there, and he's trying to take out the other members of the Carnage crew.
And he is.
To clear the way to go in there with Loke.
Don Juan, several appearances in ROH, all impressive.
Good back suplex, dropped him right on his head, and now HC Loke needs a tag. We'll see if his partners have recovered, but no, he's not going to go for a tag.
There he goes.
There we go.
First making sure that he's got that kid in his corner. That's good teamwork right there. Smart thinking by Loke.
Well, we see Masada. We'll see how he gels in with the Carnage crew as swing and a miss now. Don Juan coming in.
Oh,
nails him with a powerbomb. So far, so good with Masada.
I like this kid a lot. He's looking great.
He's got good timing in there. He's very fluid, even though he's kind of big. As we see DeVito check back in, and now the Carnage crew looking at the tag team tactics. But this is not the kind of action you're going to see when they face off against Homicide and Abby.
And DeVito is just a grumpy human being, a miserable person.
Ooh, suplexed him back into the corner.
And look at that smile. He loves that kind of stuff. This is a guy who's smiling when he's bleeding, when he's getting beat up, and when he's beating others up.
It's just like another night at the bar for these guys. They just want somebody in front of them that they can fight. There's a chop by Loke. Lighting up Don Juan, and Don Juan's going to come back. Laying those forearms. Irish whip reverse now. And catches him with an elbow, does Don Juan. And now Loke put it on the brakes. And catches him with a neck breaker. Loke goes for the pin. And a 2 count. So far, the Carnage crew doing pretty well in a match now that isn't in their element. It didn't start well for them, but they're starting to pick it up pretty well now.
Yep. Oh, excellent teamwork right now by the Carnage crew. And look at Loke. That's just insult to injury. And that's what the Carnage crew, that's what they like. They just like pain, whether it's mental, physical, and, well, those chops in the back are going to give you some physical pain. But they just like to dish it out, and there the tag goes into DeVito.
Like you said, some grumpy, miserable human beings in there. Irish whip now as he sends Loke in. And DeVito with a huge head of steam. Don Juan's got to get out of there. He's in big trouble. Ooh. And now we see why the Carnage crew, we're seeing them at their best right now.
The Carnage crew looking very impressive here, and Don Juan definitely needing that tag soon. That's going to be a long drive back to Texas.
Whoa!
Wow.
Guillotine leg drop by Masada. This guy's quite a find. And the Carnage crew applauding their new member.
And I'd be applauding him too after that leg drop. And now DeVito going up, of course, he always hits that moonsault. You think a guy that looks like that can't do a moonsault? Well, he can, and we're about to see it.
Saluting the fans in his own fashion, and nobody home. Don Juan gets out of there. Don Juan needs a tag back.
Don Juan desperately needs that tag. You see the Golden Greek Alex Arion, of course, one of the top competitors in the New England independent scene. He's dying for the tag. Fast Eddie, he might be legally blind, but he's dying for the tag too. And double tag to Loke and Masada.
Here comes the rest of the Carnage crew. Not sure how legal that is. Arion's in there. He's going to fight whoever he has to.
And Arion cleaning house, showing why he's one of the best going in the Boston area right now. Absolutely cleaning house on 3 tough guys like the Carnage crew. This guy is good, and spine buster, nicely done.
But look out, here comes Masada off the top rope. Arion doesn't even see him yet.
Nope, no, and Arion catches him.
Masada couldn't really get off the move that he wanted to, and now here comes Fast Eddie in there. With a swinging DDT on Loke. And now Masada is up there in trouble if they can do something. takes him over with Hurricane Rana.
Didn't quite hit it. Maybe he couldn't see him.
Possibly, actually, as Ariel with the big splash, ref doesn't see it, the pin here.
Rick Porter once again out of position, not knowing what's going on.
Oh, no.
And what? Luke's got a chair. This is what the Carnage Crew love to do. Carnage. Chair shot right on Arion.
Vintage Carnage Crew there. No, only two. Loke can't believe it. He thought he had a pin on Alex Arion.
I'll give Rick Porter credit. He got there. He was on top of that one, except for the chair shot part of it.
That's right. Carnage Crew will use anything that's not nailed down as sliding through. Here comes Fast Eddie with a drop kick, a springboard drop kick, I should say. Fast Eddie continues to be impressive.
Yeah, that fall away slammed into a moonsault. I don't even know how to describe it. That he did Glory by Honor, which pinned Don Juan. Very, very impressive.
Now we're seeing him.
Uh-oh.
Don Juan, look out.
This could be, they're out to hurt people, and this is going to hurt Fast Eddie. No.
Oh!
Did you see his neck bend? Oh.
The spike pile driver, and that's it. Carnage Crew wins.
Abdul the Butcher, Homicide, watch out. Don't fucking touch me.
Jeff Gorman and Chris Lovey bringing you the action for Ring of Honor. And Chris, we're about to see a very hard-hitting match between Homicide and Samoa Joe.
Very hard-hitting won't be the words to describe this one. It's going to be beyond hard-hitting. Samoa Joe, Homicide. A little bit of a personal issue here for Samoa Joe. You saw Homicide forking Steve Corino in the eye after All-Star Extravaganza. Of course, Homicide upset that Steve Corino cost him that match to the Backseat Boys at Glory by Honor. And, well, he lost his temper for a second. And as soon as he forked him in the eye, I think he realized how serious the injury was. And he kind of came out of whatever intense rage coma that he was in. But Samoa Joe, Steve Corino, great friends. And you know that Samoa Joe's going to want to put the beating on a little extra hard here to Homicide to get a little revenge for his friend there, Steve Corino.
And it's good to have Samoa Joe on your side as your friend because he can really help you out in a lot of ways. And Steve Corino wants Samoa Joe to take Homicide out.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. If you're in a fight, you want Samoa Joe on your side, that's for sure. And Homicide, we're going to see exactly how versatile a wrestler he is in this one, as this one's going to be complete strong style. And of course, the next show, Night of the Butcher, he's teaming up with Abdul the Butcher in what promises to be a bloodbath against the Carnage Crew. And this guy can fly, he can wrestle strong style, a bunkhouse match, whatever it takes, he can do it. And a great athlete. Of course, he was supposed to go play football at University of Miami. He couldn't. He had to stay home to take care of his kid. And now he chose a career in professional wrestling. His star is rising in Japan and Big Japan Pro Wrestling. And a little bit of an promotional match for Japan here. So you got 0-1 with Samoa Joe and Big Japan with Homicide. And there you see those big forearms by Samoa Joe.
That's right. You see Homicide's shoulder taped up. Samoa Joe laying in those kicks, and Homicide very successful. He made it to the finals of the Maximum Tag League tournament over in Big Japan. So Homicide really gaining ground in Japan, and as we see, he's becoming a breakout singles star here in Ring of Honor.
You mentioned that singles, and this is really Homicide's first major singles match in Ring of Honor. He's been a tag team wrestler up until this point.
And it's really quite a trial by fire when you go in there against Samoa Joe. And Homicide's, we're really going to see what he's made of. Actually, we pretty much know what Homicide's made of.
A Homicide, he's from the tough streets of Brooklyn, New York. He admits it. He goes, hey, I'm on probation. I've done some bad things in my past. That's all real. That's no gimmick. People say, oh, well, he's just a New Jack wannabe. That ain't the case at all. Oh, face wash. But that's not the case. Oh, the big boot from Samoa Joe to the face. But, you know, they say New Jack, oh, he's a gangster wannabe. He's not. That's a lifestyle. He's on probation. He's got to check in with a probation officer every time he leaves New York City. And,
The fans wanted another one, and Samoa Joe gave it to him. You know, Samoa Joe, even though he's a hired gun of the prophecy, he doesn't agree with them philosophically. You know, sometimes, you know, he'll shake hands before his matches, but he's taking the money from the prophecy to do their dirty work as well.
Hey, when you're that big, and if you're going to be a bruiser and someone wants to pay you to bruise somebody, hey, why not?
It's a living.
It's a living. I mean, you might not agree with the prophecy, and, you know, I think there's a little rift between Samoa Joe and the prophecy, actually. As you saw, he said, hey, I'm not an official member of the prophecy. I don't really, you know, care about all that stuff. And,
setting him up here, possibly going for an exploder suplex, but instead it's a drop toe hold. But, you know,
SDF! No.
Trying for it.
And those cross faces there, Samoa Joe bailing out.
Yeah, if I was in the prophecy, I wouldn't want to be the one who had to call Samoa Joe into the office to have a little talk with him, you know?
And wow, nice by Homicide. And so Homicide, he strong style with those forearms, submission as you saw, that STF attempt, and there you see some high flying, and at Night of the Butcher, you're going to see a fork and some bleeding. And you saw what he did to Steve Corino. This guy's got a bad temper too. He's capable of getting violent if he has to.
That's right, Homicide, a very versatile competitor, and you saw it right there going to the air. Homicide with the suicide dive.
Samoa Joe takes that abuse. This is probably one of the toughest individuals on the face of the planet. The only one to really take all of those kicks from Loki and chops and fire right back. And there you see, you don't want to get in an exchange like that with Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe has shown that he can take it, like we said, as that was really just an incredible match, that fight without honor that we announced back in October.
Yep, that was October 5th, Glory by Honor, that fight without honor. It was Samoa Joe's first match in Ring of Honor, and boy, did he make an impression in that one, including an impression on Loki's body with bruises all over it. And there's a little revenge for the face wash there with those running knees.
Running knees, sort of a version of the Shining Wizard there by Homicide. As Samoa Joe is now taking it on the chin.
Samoa Joe, he looks a little hurt right now. It's that big chop right there.
And now there's an Irish whip.
Oh! Joe catching Homicide and slamming him right down. The notorious 187 Homicide bailing to the outside, and you've got to have to move like that. Of course, no countouts here in Ring of Honor. If you're out there for too long, the ref can DQ you, but if you need to take a breather, you can go out there, but Samoa Joe's not giving him a chance to take a breather.
And that was great ring presence by Homicide. He just got planted with a Uranagi suplex, and he immediately was able to summon the energy to get outside. But now, Samoa Joe showing that that's not such a safe place either.
Yep, taking out that guardrail. There you see 500 plus fans here at the Americal Civic Center, just 10 miles outside of Boston and Wakefield, Massachusetts, and they're seeing strong style action at its best between Samoa Joe and Homicide right now. Homicide's first major singles match. He says he's going to go with a singles career now since Boogaloo's out of the picture, injured by the Carnage Crew, and what a way to really start off your singles career here in Ring of Honor. Then, by defeating someone like Samoa Joe, and it should be noted, by the way, Jeff Gorman, is that Samoa Joe actually choked Homicide out to win that big tag team title match at All-Star Extravaganza.
And Zagiri, that's right, so it's a little bit of a personal one-on-one scenario here with Homicide.
Well, it's a lot of personal with that whole Steve Corino issue with Samoa Joe being friends with Corino.
We saw the up-close of the fans earlier, though. The fans in Boston have really, this is only our second show here, but they've really taken to the Ring of Honor style.
Yeah, Ring of Honor definitely considering the Boston area one of its homes, and we'll be back there in the spring of 2003. You can check ROH. Oh!
Dragon suplex! Oh, just able to kick out is Homicide, and you see the effects of that move.
And Homicide has to be heard, and as I was saying, you can keep up with all your news on Ring of Honor and upcoming events at ROHWrestling.com.
And Homicide in trouble now. Samoa Joe possibly going for a tornado DDT, and Homicide fighting back.
This match has been back and forth. Neither are really, I mean, they've been beating the crap out of each other, but no one's really been able to get an advantage in this one.
That's right. It's like they're still at a stalemate after all this time.
And look at that struggle, but Homicide's got him hooked, trying to get him over. Nope. Joe fighting back. And now
could be trouble for somebody.
Oh, nice.
Hurricane Rana off the top by Homicide. He can just do just about everything in there.
Good read of the situation by Homicide. So he wasn't getting that suplex. Joe's fighting out of it. Turned into that Hurricane and big lariat there. One to the back, one to the front. Cover attempt. Gary Moore just with the 2 count.
Homicide putting together his moves very well. It just seems like Homicide can do just about everything in there. And he's really going to have to wrestle a completely different style than this when he and Abdul the Butcher take on the Carnage Crew.
Oh, he will. He's out for blood in this one. This one he's just out to show that he can do strong style. And he is showing that right now. As there you see Samoa Joe picking him up.
Counter.
Ooh.
Goes for the Death Valley driver.
Oh, picks him right back up. Oh.
What a clothesline.
lucky to be so close to the ropes.
Only two, and everybody in Japan's got to be watching this, like you mentioned earlier, the 0-1 versus Big Japan rivalry taking place a half a world away. And here comes Samoa Joe.
Well, more than just a rivalry, you're not really seeing an interpromotional match here. You're not really seeing an interpromotional match here. What you're seeing is a match that you otherwise wouldn't see in Japan. That's what makes this so unique. There's no promotion versus promotion here in ROH. Actually, we think the whole interpromotional storylines and angles are all real tired. We don't want to get into them. They've been done a million times, no invasions. But you're seeing a unique match here. That's the whole point.
As Homicide trying to get himself together for a possible final four. There's the Yakuza kick. And Samoa Joe, don't let that look fool you. We've seen him look out of it before, but yet come back. And there's another Yakuza kick.
And I think Samoa Joe's, he's firing up. Samoa Joe's just that tough that he takes those blows, he takes that pain, he absorbs it, and then comes back. It's comments like this for another. No. Samoa Joe gets that burst of energy. Plants him.
And a 2 count rolls over into an STF. Is he going to get a submission? This is Homicide's submission move.
It's Homicide's own move, and he's got it hooked in. And no, he turns over that choke. That's the same choke that he used to win that 6-man tag title match at All-Star Extravaganza, and that put Homicide out before. Homicide has to get to the ropes or something, or it's going to get him again, and he's got it. Gary Moore doesn't see it yet, but now he does.
Good job by Homicide. He was in the same predicament that he was before, but he found a way to roll over and then make it to the ropes.
Hey, he learned his lesson from that match.
Now Samoa Joe realizes he has to beat Homicide some other way.
And there's those kicks, but Homicide blocks it. Slap. And they are just brutalizing each other with those slaps.
And the fans respond to the hard-hitting match. This is strong style, like you said.
There's no sports entertainment here. Sports entertainment can kiss its ass goodbye because this is professional wrestling, hard-hitting as you like it. And Homicide rolling up Samoa Joe. He's got him. He got him.
Yeah.
Gets the quick 3 count with the roll-up. Great counter by Homicide there, winning his first singles match. Samoa Joe, he did get some revenge for his friend Steve Corino. This was a hard-hitting, strong-style action at its best. Homicide, you're a winner, and we haven't heard anything close to the last of Samoa Joe.
This match is for the #1 Contenders Trophy. AJ Styles holds the trophy, and he's defending it against Christopher Daniels with Simply Luscious.
AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. He became your first holder ever of that #1 Contenders Trophy at All-Star Extravaganza. It was the last show. He won it by taking home that Gauntlet series. It had CM Punk in it. It had Paul London in it. It had Michael Shane, Amazing Red, all in it. And it came down to American Dragon versus AJ Styles. They put on an absolute classic match of the year. 25 minutes, this brutal, hard-hitting match. AJ Styles winning it with a second Styles clash. And guess what? If he wins this match, it's going to be the next show, Night of the Butcher. It's going to be him versus Xavier for the title. And 2002 was the breakout year for AJ Styles, and what better way to cap that off then December 7th, winning that. Of course, the show originally scheduled to Hamburg, now moved to South Philly, where the people like him even more. So that's going to be a hot match if he wins this one. Christopher Daniels saying, hey, I'm going to win that #1 Contenders Trophy, and when I do, I'm going to defend it and never take my title shot, and I'm going to keep it, because if I keep that #1 Contenders Trophy, no one else is going to get a title shot, and Xavier will have the title forever. The #1 Contenders Trophy, it was created by Ring of Honor after the way Xavier backed into that title shot by Loki through challenges. You're not going to have that anymore. When somebody gets a title shot at that ROH title, they're going to have earned it by winning a series of matches and getting that #1 Contenders Trophy, and until they receive that title shot, they have to defend it, and if they lose it, whoever they lose it to will get that title shot. So the #1 Contenders Trophy, almost like a secondary title here in ROH.
And again, Christopher Daniels seemingly staying up nights, trying to think of ways to screw things up for us, trying to win this trophy, and then sort of act like a fullback to Xavier being the tailback and just sort of blocking everybody away from a shot of the title. Well, thank you very much. Well, I actually watched a little football yesterday. So Daniels with the AJ Styles right now, trying to solidify the power base of the Prophecy, and he already holds the tag team belts with Donovan Morgan. That is Daniels and Morgan.
Well, if nobody can get a title shot, Xavier's never going to lose a belt. Daniels can just keep refusing to take his title shot, and as long as he keeps that trophy, no one else is going to get it. AJ Styles, on the other hand, his star has risen. The NWA Wildside, he owns that promotion. The NWA TNA, he became one of the top stars in that, making that X Division what it is. It's been his year. Ring of Honor, he's come close to that title. We saw that great match between him and Loki. It was Loki's first title defense at Honor Invades Boston. Absolutely tremendous match, but he just fell short in that one. He's been so close to it before. Absolutely great athlete, has all the tools, and you got to figure going into that Xavier match, if it happens at Night of the Butcher, you got to figure he could be going into favorite, and that South Philly crowd, they're going to want him to win it.
That's right, AJ Styles. This will be the perfect culmination of his year, but it's not going to be easy. He's got to go through Christopher Daniels, who's one of the best. Arm drag takedown, and now Styles moves in, and Daniels comes right back with an arm drag of his own.
And what a night it's been for the Prophecy. As much as I hate to admit it, Xavier, he looked very impressive in that non-title match, defeating Jeremy Lopez and Samoa Joe. Well, the Prophecy paid him to beat up Donna Marcos, and they did. Woof, nice.
Both guys down.
Both guys going for cross body blocks there. But of course, the big news, Mark Briscoe joining the Prophecy, and Mark Briscoe teaming up with Chris Daniels in that Dream Partner tag team match to defeat the Dream Team of Amazing Red and Jay Briscoe in the opening match of the night.
So aside from Homicide beating Samoa Joe, this has pretty much been the Prophecy's night.
Well,
it doesn't bode well for AJ Styles.
Prophecy didn't really care much about the Samoa Joe Homicide match, because really they're just paid Samoa Joe to beat somebody up, which they tried to do with Loki at Glory by Honor. But here you have AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels now. So much on the line, a title shot, and there's no way you can win that title without getting a title shot.
Great looking drop kick by AJ Styles, landing right on his feet. He is fired up.
And this guy, man, he's just an athlete. He's got some innovative moves. He's got some basic moves. He's as tough as they come. He can hit as hard as they hit. And he's got Chris Daniels. Woof.
Snaps him over with a neck breaker, and AJ Styles is smelling blood now. Goes for the pin. No, Daniels kicks out.
And don't forget, Jeff, after AJ Styles won that match, American Dragon, he made his way to the locker room. As soon as he got through the curtain, the Prophecy jumped him. They then tried to jump AJ. AJ fought them off. But in the end, they got the advantage until American Dragon and Jay Briscoe ran out to make the save.
Monkey flip into the corner, and Christopher Daniels coming up with a new wrinkle on that move. And now Styles is in trouble, and Simply Luscious is simply exuberant.
And what's she doing? She's distracting the ref, allowing Chris Daniels to go to the outside.
Out to the floor goes Christopher Daniels, and now Styles is in trouble as the match spills to the floor. And it just shows how prestigious the title is.
And look at that, it bent. The guardrail actually bent under the force of AJ Styles. And you know what? Last time we saw AJ Styles and Chris Daniels on the floor in Ring of Honor was June 22nd, Road to the Title. That's what's becoming a legendary show for all those great matches on it. And Chris Daniels actually busted AJ Styles open and then disrespected him, of course, by not shaking hands afterwards. So there's some bad blood on the line here too. In addition to the #1 Contenders Trophy. Oh, there's that athleticism up and over. Daniels doesn't realize it.
And a super kick. AJ Styles jumping over the guardrail. How about that? stopping on a dime. I mean, not only did he jump, but he landed. He didn't crash into all those chairs. And now Styles comes right back with a big kick to the chest. Styles not being shy about taking the fight to the floor. It wasn't going his way before, but now it's a little payback on Daniels.
He knows Chris Daniels will take the fight to him on the floor. He did. He busted him open at Road to the Title. So, of course, AJ Styles is going to take advantage of this situation. Simply Luscious not liking it at all.
I'm surprised that Styles isn't bleeding right now after his jaw bent that steel guardrail on the outside. That's amazing.
That was a lot of force to bend that. You see those guardrails give way when somebody hits them, but never the top of it like that.
Facebuster there by AJ Styles as he's trying to protect his #1 contenders trophy. Grapevine in the legs, and it looks like he's getting ready for the moonlight.
Let's see Chris Daniels maybe trying to tap here. Paul Turner right in there seeing if Daniels wants to tap, and nope. Oh, that's even more painful.
Yeah, that's even better. The inverted moonlight even better than the original. So much pressure on the knees and the neck. And Simply Luscious, very happy now that her man made it to the ropes, but she was really worried for a while there.
Chris Daniels reaching the ropes. And right now, Jeff, real quick, I just want to plug, if you want a selection of over 5,000 tapes featuring just about every promotion and wrestler you can dream of, check out rfvideo.com or call 215-891-9404. And for the latest on Ring of Honor, you can check rfvideo.com or go to rohwrestling.com.
There's always seeming to be something new on those websites, so you can just put them in your regular internet rotation. And AJ Styles.
Hey, right now you could go to rohwrestling.com. You can read the entire speech Tommy Dreamer gave the Murphy Recreation Center.
Yeah, this is good. You can do it right along with this match. And now we see AJ Styles about to go to the top. We wonder if he was going to go for that spiral tap. Wow, what a counter. Landed on his feet, but Daniels with a DDT. Styles has some balance that I've never seen before.
Styles is just a phenomenal athlete. That's why he's called the phenomenal AJ Styles. But there you see the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels. He's always got that ring presence, manages to get that DDT and keep the advantage.
Daniels uses his mind better than just about anybody you'll see. And if he's not using his mind in the ring, he's using it in the back, trying to think of ways to circumvent the rules and to get power for his group of Prophecy. And right now, they're really looking strong. As one half of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions slams AJ Styles in the ring, but his back is still bothering him.
But Chris Daniels, he's just an odd guy. He came into Ring of Honor with an attitude, the you need me, I don't need you attitude. And he felt he got screwed time and time again by Ring of Honor, and that resulted in this whole Prophecy thing. As you see, nice basic body slams, very effective, very basic, but he's working on that back of AJ right now.
Simply Luscious getting into it with the crowd, but Daniels has things going his way in the ring with a flying mare.
And Daniels, he's 1-0 already tonight, having pinned Last Right, or the Amazing Red with the Last Rights.
He really shocked everybody coming out here as the mystery partner of Mark Briscoe and then adding Mark to the Prophecy. But now we'll see if he can get control of this #1 contenders trophy. Hooks him up, no, AJ blocks the suplex. And comes right back, but Daniels sneaks out of it. Flying forearm takes AJ down. And Daniels admiring his handiwork, but looking for a way to finish off AJ Styles. Neither man has hit one of his big signature moves yet.
Of course, AJ Styles, you always have to watch out for that Styles clash. If he hits that, you're done. American Dragon might have kicked out of it, but American Dragon, he's kicked out of a lot of finishes here. So that's not, anything to be ashamed of. Usually, AJ Styles, he plants you with that Styles clutch. It's over. Like Road to the Title, he hit Jerry Lynn with it right in the middle of the ring, and it was over right then and there.
Both guys choking each other. Here come the chops. And then Daniels goes to the eyes.
And there's those dirty tactics by Chris Daniels. A nice chop exchange ending with a finger to the eye. That's just disgraceful.
And a back suplex puts Daniels in control one more time. AJ Styles really had to go through a lot to earn this trophy, and now he's got to go through a lot to keep it. Half Nelson takes it over, and a 2 count by the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels. Now Daniels is looking a little frustrated.
He's beginning to wonder what it's going to take, but, he's got to go for that Angel's Wings of the Last Rights, and that's what it's going to take against someone like AJ Styles. Ooh, plants him.
Nice sort of a side neck breaker there. And again, Daniels right on top, not giving Styles a moment to breathe. Xavier, the Ring of Honor champion, and it's just really prestigious, this trophy, that everybody's fighting each other just to get a shot at the trophy.
Because you got to get a shot at the trophy in order to get a shot at the title. You better believe that anybody getting a shot at the ROH title has earned it. No doubt about that, but you also got to believe that right now Xavier and Mark Briscoe have to be watching this from the back, and there it is.
Double jump moonsault lands on his feet.
AJ, maybe he saw that in the earlier match.
Caught him and drills him with a flatliner. And Styles is not moving.
Styles isn't looking good, and we got a cover.
And a 2 count.
Another quick cover. And there you hear that Boston crowd with the two.
I know the fans, if there's any fans from Philly who may have come up here, I know they're really rooting for Styles to win this match so that he can get that title shot against Xavier at the next show, Night of the Butcher.
I want to see that title shot, that's for sure, because I think that AJ can get that title away from Xavier, no doubt about that. And there you go.
Looks like both guys got each other with the neck breaker there. Daniels countering that suplex for the second time.
Double neck breaker. Both men down. Paul Turner with the count. Simply Luscious looking concerned. Title shot on the line here.
AJ trying to make his way up. And these two really so evenly matched in so many ways. And he knocks Daniels down a couple times. And now AJ starting to really beat Daniels to the punch. Kick to the head as Styles moves in for the kill. Drop kick, flips him off in a way, and a clothesline.
Nice spinning clothesline, getting the extra momentum there by spinning around. Daniels is in trouble.
Simply Luscious begging him to get up. But Styles is starting to gain some momentum here as he tries to retain this trophy. Gets him up for a brain buster. And here we go. A 2 count. I don't know if you noticed this, Chris, but they actually made up the #1 Contenders trophy to kind of look like AJ Styles. He's got a little headband and
a little ribbon going on in the locker room right there with some tape on the #1 Contenders trophy.
That's pretty cool. They should sort of keep that up, whoever owns the trophy. Daniels caught him and plants him with a blue thunder bomb.
And Chris Daniels desperately needed that as he was in some trouble. Both men down. This has just been a grueling back and forth match. And I can't pick a winner. Can you pick a winner?
I can. They're totally evenly matched. I know the crowd favorite is AJ Styles, but I know Christopher Daniels always seems to find a way to stay ahead of his opponents.
I think it's going to be all about who hits their finisher first in this one.
That's probably true. They both know each other so well, but it's going to be a matter of who can hit it. And there's the STO. Styles is down, and now Daniels in control.
Daniels setting him up.
He says, let's try that moonsault again. Oh, he got it that time.
He hits it, but not able to follow up on a cover. There it is. This could be it.
No, AJ Styles kicks out. He fought so hard to get this trophy, and he's not out of this one yet.
And Paul Turner, he's one of those.
If I want to crap from you, I'd scrape your tongue.
Chris Daniels giving it to the fans right there. But Paul Turner, he's one of those great young officials here at ROH. You got Paul Turner, you got Ref Hansen, you got Gary Moore, 3 of the best upcomers in the business right now when it comes to refereeing. And
Kibrata countered by
last rights, maybe.
There it is. No. Inverted DDT by Styles, and you were right. Styles saw himself about to get hit with the last rights, but he countered and saved himself the match. And Daniels kicks out. Man.
Both guys coming so close to beating the other, and you know, I take it back. The pinfall here, they could come on a roll-up, it could come on a small package, anything like that. It could come right here.
On a backslide. No, Styles gets out of it. Small package. You're right, Chris. It could be just something like this, a relatively simple move. Reverse roll-up. No, only 2. Battling back and forth. It just shows how evenly matched these two are. Sunset flip. Can he get him? No, not at all. Leapfrog by AJ Styles. There's a sunset flip, but Styles squirms right out.
Hold on, Styles has him up. He's got him hooked. Styles clash.
Yes. Can he get him? He did.
And AJ Styles sequence with the Styles Clash. He's going on. Nigel the Butcher, he's going to get that title shot against Xavier. The ROH title will be in jeopardy. Xavier, AJ Styles, Murphy Rec Center, South Philly, December 7th. Show originally scheduled for Hamburg, moved to South Philly. You're going to get a chance to see AJ Styles go for that title against Xavier. And what better way for AJ Styles to end 2002 than winning that title? A tremendous year he has. This is one of the hottest guys in the business right now, and he's just steamrolling right into that title shot. He won that Gauntlet Series match. He won this match. He has momentum on his side. And what's this? It's Mark Briscoe.
And Briscoe just got clobbered, and so did Xavier, the Prophecy attacking.
The Prophecy attacking, but AJ is fighting them all off. It's 3-on-1, but AJ's fighting them all off by himself, and he's got Xavier hooked. This could happen. We could see the Styles Clash here.
Oh, no, the Enziguri. He was about to hit the Styles Clash on the champion, and now they're just going to triple team it.
Uh-oh, AJ Styles, he's in a lot of trouble here. We're going to need some help from the back. AJ Styles faced with 3 dangerous individuals in that ring, and you better believe they're going to try to hurt him, so he's not 100% for that title match. And what do we got? Jay Briscoe. Jay Briscoe saw his own brother join the Prophecy. He saw his parents so distraught over that situation. He's going to try to make the save, but you know what?
Flapjack.
It's just 3-on-1. That's too much. That took more guts than brains, and that's some of that young fire by Jay Briscoe entering a 3-on-1 situation to try to make the save. He hates the Prophecy that much, and what's Mark doing? Oh, climbing Shining Wizard on his own brother.
Oh, man.
Mark Briscoe, no mercy, and here's Red. He was Jay's partner early, and Red's running buddies, the SAT, are in there with them. It's Jose Maximo, Joel Maximo. Red has AJ in the corner. They whip Mark in, double backdrop. The SAT cleaning house. The odds are finally even.
Finally.
And there you go, double elbow to Christopher Daniels. They're clearing the ring of the Prophecy, and now they got Xavier. They whip him in, and Joel hits him with that boot. Double bulldog, and the Prophecy, they're getting their clocks cleaned right now by Red and the SAT, and they're pointing to AJ. And Xavier, he's in a bad situation now as they feed him over to AJ. AJ's getting him up.
Here it is.
He's got him hooked. If this happens December 7th, Night of the Butcher Styles Clash, we're going to have a new champion. We're that close to a new ROH champion. AJ Styles, SAT, Amazing Red, Jay Briscoe fighting off the Prophecy. December 7th, Night of the Butcher, we could see a title change.
One day soon, they'll be back in our favor, and that's where we'll take them. Just so you know. Let's
Scramble Madness culminates with one of the toughest matches in wrestling, a 30-minute Iron Man match, this between American Dragon and Doug Williams.
And Ref Hansen signaling for the handshake, but Doug Williams, he cannot shake hands. He lost that match to Chris Daniels at Glory by Honor, and as a result of the stipulation, he is no longer allowed to shake hands in the Ring of Honor. Perhaps that's one of the ways Chris Daniels is trying to bring down the whole Code of Honor, is by taking one of the top guys like Doug Williams, get him in that match, defeating him, and it was very controversial, putting the ropes. But now Doug Williams cannot shake hands, and if Chris Daniels can beat everybody in a match like that, no one can shake hands. The Code of Honor is done.
And this was the main event of a Ring of Honor show, and there was no handshake at the beginning. So So Christopher Daniels sort of got a little point on that one.
I think Chris Daniels is laughing at the back, not only at Doug Williams, but at Ring of Honor right now, because you're right. The Ring of Honor main event, a pure wrestling clinic that we're going to see here. And how does it start without the trademark of Ring of Honor, a handshake?
Doug Williams working on the leg of American Dragon. And look at this, with his head on the ankle.
And he is just stretching those legs apart. And look at Dragon trying to get up, and Williams kicked him away. These two are just, they know 1,000, not just 1,001 holds, they know 1,000,001 holds and counter holds. And then you see Dragon just tossing them off.
And we should mention a 30-minute Ironman match. The most falls in 30 minutes wins. So if one person gets a 1, 2, 3, the match keeps going. You have to have the highest score at the end of 30 minutes. That's why it's so tough. There's a lot of strategy involved as well.
Without a doubt, this is almost like a chess match, especially when you have two people with the knowledge and ability of Doug Williams and American Dragon. And as I said, they both know so many holds and counter holds that you got to be figuring not only are they trying to outdo each other physically, but they're trying to outdo each other mentally.
And Doug Williams and American Dragon both taking their time. They know that they're going to go 30 minutes, so you have to kind of conserve your energy and not go too crazy too soon.
There will be a 30-second rest period. The clock will still be running, but there will be a 30-second rest period in between falls. That way somebody can't get a cover and then go right again for another cheap cover. These guys are going to have to earn their falls in this one, whether it's a submission or a pinfall.
That's a good little wrinkle, because sometimes they try to do that. They try to rack up some falls if they hit a big move. Working on the arm now is Doug Williams on the American Dragon, Brian Danielson. He's trying to break down that arm and render it useless.
And you see very good strategy by Doug Williams. He started out trying to work on the legs there. Now he's working on the arm. It's obvious he's trying to grab a limb and maybe take out one of Dragon's limbs early, or, you know, you got to figure if he's working on it now and he continues to work on it throughout the match, by the 25-minute match, that's going to be killing Dragon.
And a quick roll-up by American Dragon, and it also got him out of that predicament.
Of course, the American Dragon, Brian Danielson, he wanted this match. It was that road to the title. Doug Williams, his first night Ring of Honor, he came in, nobody knew who he was. He left the main eventer, and he left the main eventer because he defeated American Dragon that night. And it was considered an upset at the time. Absolutely not an upset. Of course, these two matches very evenly, but Doug Williams made his name in Ring of Honor by defeating American Dragon. American Dragon wants to get this win back, and these two have met only a couple of times, and 30 minutes will be by far the longest they have ever wrestled against each other.
And now American Dragon going for the STF, the step over toe hold face lock, but we see Doug Williams fighting with all his might to keep American Dragon from locking his hands on the face.
Doug Williams is a master at using every part of his body as for leverage. He knows what to do. He knows how to get out of holds. He knows how to get guys in them. He knows everything there is to know about leverage with the human body.
And there's the Indian Deathlock now by Danielson, as trying to take out the legs of Doug Williams. And we know Williams uses those legs when he hits his big finisher, the Chaos Theory. So it seems like he's trying to ground Williams, and now he's got him hooked in that Muda lock.
And of course, Doug Williams, he's got to watch out for that dragon suplex as well as cattle mutilation. That's what Brian Danielson usually uses to finish off his opponents. Big elbows there.
Doug Williams fighting his way out of trouble, and these two back to an even keel.
And you better believe these two aren't afraid to lay it in.
Single leg takedown by the American Dragon, and they're battling for supremacy on the mat right now. And now Danielson going right back for the legs.
Daniel's working on the leg real quick. We've been talking about the Code of Honor all night. I'm going to run it down. The Code of Honor, it's basically there to promote athleticism, respect, and honor inside that ring. Make sure you see clear winners and losers and the best matches. And wow, nice leg drop there by Danielson. But that's what the Code of Honor is there for. It's made up of 5 laws of honor. These are the commandments. These are the sacred rules of Ring of Honor. As there you see, Doug Williams, he knows how to reverse out of it.
And he's got both legs tied up there as American Dragon makes the ropes.
And those 5 laws of honor are: competitors must shake hands before and after match. No outside interference or you can't interfere in a match. You can't have others interfere in the match on your behalf. You can't harm an official, and you can't throw somebody else into a referee and cause a ref to go down. No involving the referees in your matches like that. No sneak attacks in the locker room. None of that sports entertainment stuff. Although the prophecy, they keep pulling it off. And if you're disqualified in your match, you have broken the Code of Honor, because we want to see you tap, or we want to see you submit. We want to see you get pinned. You're going to see a clean winner and loser. As there you see.
Where'd he go? There he is. Doug Williams with the clothesline.
And this is almost like a chess match in there.
No score in the early going here. I don't have a clock on me, but it's been about 7 minutes.
I think we're about 5 minutes into this one.
Plunkett. And both these guys trying to get that all-important first pinfall, because if you do, you can take a few more risks, and it really puts your opponent at the defensive. He has to beat you twice in order to get the overall victory. So both guys trying to get that first win.
Doug Williams, of course, no stranger to Ironman matches. He was in that 60-minute, 1-hour Ironman match at Crowning a Champion. That was a match with Low-Key, Chris Daniels, Spanky, and of course Doug Williams that saw the crowning of the first ROH champion, Low-Key, and that's an absolutely must-see match of the year candidate. Of course, crowning a champion, and he did that in a 100-degree building.
Right in the middle of the summer, and it's amazing that they were able to go 60 minutes. This one just a 30-minute match, but still 30 minutes is very brutal to be going so hard, and you have to keep defeating your opponent, sometimes as many as 3, 4, 5 times.
Well, one thing about that 60-minute match, there's 4 guys. You can keep tagging in and out, so you can take some breathers on the outside. This is a half an hour straight. There's no time to rest in this one.
It's a half-hour one-on-one, and we see American Dragon working on the left arm. He's got it scissored in between his legs, and again, Williams trying to fight his way out of trouble, fight his way out of these holes.
And of course, the fans here at the Americal Civic Center, this is the first time they've seen Doug Williams. Of course, only the second ROH show here, and they're really in for a wrestling clinic right now.
If they didn't know who Williams was when he came in, they're going to see that he belongs in the main event of the show.
Oh, without a doubt. You're dealing with really 2 of the best right now in the world, and there you see that big standoff after that shoulder block.
No score in this 30-minute Ironman match.
It's going to take a lot to defeat someone in this one. Of course, these two in a normal match, it could go 30 minutes, but this one, they're locked into it. Their last match, I believe, the road to the title was about 16 minutes of just pure wrestling excellence, and this one, they're going to have to go about twice as long.
And now American Dragon tying up both arms of Doug Williams. He does such a good job of incapacitating his opponent and keeping his opponent on the defensive. Another good thing about these Ironman matches is there's no way to win these on a fluke. I mean, we talk about the code of honor, wanting things to be settled in the ring with a clear winner. Well, you don't get much more of a clear winner than in a 30-minute Ironman match where somebody definitely comes out on top.
Yep, as you see Dragon there.
Pinfall, yeah.
Yep, Dragon ringing the neck. Nice little strategy there. Maybe he's trying to soften that neck up for the cattle mutilation and Dragon suplex later in the match as you see Hansen right on top of it and Doug Williams taking him down. Doug Williams reversed out of it and Dragon just reversed out of that.
Yeah, he bridged right up and he's still hanging on. So American Dragon, he's giving away a little bit of size here, but he's really coping very well. And maybe Doug Williams might need to start asserting his size advantage, roughing things up a little bit more pretty soon.
It kind of did by breaking that hole, and now he's got a neck ringer right there on American Dragon.
And Dragon's in a little bit of trouble. Does not look too comfortable. I wonder what happened to me.
But there he goes, Danielson dropping down, using that leverage to take Williams over. And the fans showing their respect for what's going on in the ring, and that's what Ring of Honor is all about. It's about appreciation for the great athletic wrestling that you're going to see, and you got 2 of the best right now. And you know what? The fans, you might not get any of those big chants after somebody goes flying through a table or whatnot, but what you're going to get is that appreciation shown to the great work inside that ring.
And we're seeing lots of different styles in Ring of Honor, and it's very gratifying to see the fans respond to the mat wrestling, because that's really pretty much where it starts.
That's what professional wrestling is, and we're not ashamed to say we're professional wrestling here because that's what we're all about, not sports entertainment. Vince McMahon, he wanted to get rid of that whole professional wrestling name, thought it had a bad label. Hey, we don't care here. We are professional wrestlers. We're not sports entertainers, and you're seeing it right here with these judo throws by Doug Williams.
And setting up for a third one, but the American Dragon puts on the brakes and a hip toss of his own. Sent the big guy all the way across the ring.
Yep, and Dragon, he rolled through those throws, but he just tossed Williams right there. And
European uppercut on a European. And the American Dragon lands another one. Doug Williams getting lit up right now, but he's ready for more. Such a high threshold of pain for Doug Williams.
You have to have a high threshold of pain in this one. As you see Dragon taking Williams down with the headlock. And real quick, I've just been handed some note. I got to plug some upcoming events right here.
Go ahead,
You're going
Chris.
to get some lineups. December 7th, the Murphy Rec Center, South Philly. It's just 5 blocks.
Almost a quick pin. Still no score in this 30-minute Ironman match.
Jeff, feel free to cut me off when something's going on in the ring.
Okay, I will.
Please do. As you see a leg scissors here by Doug Williams. But December 7th, Night of the Butcher, South Philadelphia, Xavier versus AJ Styles for the ROH title. And there's going to be a mini tournament to determine the new #1 Contenders Trophy winner. First round match is American Dragon versus, get this, the debut of Chad Collier.
Oh, really?
And if you think this is great wrestling, wait till you see Chad Collier in the ring. And the other semifinal, Easy Money against Paul London. The 2 winners of that squaring off for that number 1 contenders trophy. There'll be a tag team scramble match. Hit Squad versus SAT versus Jay Briscoe and Amazing Red versus Special K. Winner gets a title shot on December 28th. And CM Punk versus Colt Cabana December 7th.
That'll be good.
Yep, December 28th. ROH back at the Murphy Rec Center. 2 big shows in South Philly. Chris Daniels and Donovan Morgan defend the tag titles against the winner of that scramble match on December 7th. The ROH title will be defended.
2 count by Williams as Daniels goes to a sleeper but quickly countered by Williams. Back and forth with a counter hold. And Danielson going for double leg pickup, but Doug Williams makes the ropes.
And we get a square off right there. But going back to December 28th, you'll see the ROH title defended, whether it's Xavier or AJ Styles as a champion, as they'll defend against the winner of that mini tournament on December 7th. Also, there'll be another match to determine the new holder of the number 1 contenders trophy. It'll be a 4-way, and 3 guys already signed for it, and they are Homicide, Loki, and Samoa Joe.
Wow, you gotta wonder who's the 4th guy.
There's still going to be a 4th, and that one's just going to be brutal. And Conan, that's right, the one and only Conan, he's not coming to get rowdy or bowdy. He called ROH because he wants to shed his WCW image and show his true wrestling side. He'll be coming to take on Divine Storm in a Lucha Libre Gauntlet series.
Double arm chokehold countered by the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Now he comes in with a headlock, trying to gain some kind of an advantage here. It's been really a mat wrestling stalemate. Still no score in the 30-minute Ironman match.
Oh, what strength by Dragon to take him over there.
Amazing.
And we got the headlock, so we're going to go back to the upcoming event. January 11th, we make our debut closer to where you are, Jeff Gorman, right outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
In West Mifflin, PA. What's the name of the building?
It's the CCAC South Campus. Go to the gymnasium. It's way in the back of the CCAC South Campus in West Mifflin.
And get this for a main event. No holds barred tag team match. Loki and AJ Styles team up to take on Christopher Daniels and Xavier.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of story there. Look at Dragon there with those open hands right to the forehead of Doug Williams.
Trying to gain an advantage here. It's been a stalemate, and now here comes Williams fighting back.
Yep, and the big one, Queens, New York, the first anniversary show. It used to be called the Madhouse of Extreme. We're going to show our respect to ECW and not call it that because it's only the Madhouse of Extreme of ECW's there.
That's right.
What it's called is the Elks Lodge, Queens, New York, February 8th. This is going to be a huge show. It's going to be the first year anniversary show. Already signed. Homicide versus Steve Carino. Jay Briscoe versus Mark Briscoe. 2 great grudge matches right there. The debut of Reckless Youth. And get this, you saw that tag team scramble tonight. There's going to be an even bigger tag team scramble in Queens, New York. Yes, you got it. Tickets and info for all those shows, ROHWrestling.com, RFVideo.com, or call 215-891-9404. And for a selection of over 5,000 tapes from every promotion, ECW, and all the indies, you name it. You name any wrestler you're looking for a tape from the biggest names to the indie stars, you check out RFVideo.com or call 215-891-9404. And that's it for the plugs. Let's get to the match. As look at Doug Williams using those hands to separate that hold by American Dragon.
It's amazing. These two have been slugging it out on the mat, stretching each other every which way, and still neither man has scored a pinfall or submission. We've got a good-looking surfboard hold by the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, but we see the tough, stout body of Doug Williams can absorb so much punishment, and he has not tapped out.
And I also want to add real quick, by the time this tape gets out, there's going to... Oh, look, he's going for that...
Oh.
He tried to do it twice. Yup, you're not going to fool Dragon twice like that.
It's a nifty move, though, but Danielson caught him the second time.
Yup, you're definitely not going to do that twice. But what I was saying is that we're going to have a lot of talent and a lot more matches added to all those cards. And, of course, keep checking ROHWrestling.com, calling 215-891-9404, find out the latest.
Who's going to win this one now? Another European uppercut by the American Dragon.
And you notice both guys beginning to pull out some bigger moves now. The feeling out process is over. The chess match part of it, well, it's always going to be a chess match, but that mat work chess match part is over as you see Dragon unloading that big headbutt.
And as time goes on, still nobody scored a pinfall. That win's going to get bigger and bigger because there's going to be a short amount of time. Man,
look at those chops to the back of the neck there by Dragon. Danielson's got him down. He's got to fall up, and he does with another big chop to the neck.
And the American Dragon is starting to feel it now. We'll see if he can...
Look at it. He's grinding. He grinded that boot into the back of the neck and then stepped on his neck with all his body weight.
We saw the American Dragon trying a few different strategies early in the match. Now he's found the spot that he wants to target, the neck. He tried some other stuff, but it's the neck now.
and 15 minutes are gone. Dragon, of course, he's going to go after that neck. That sets up for his big finishers, the Dragon Suplex or cattle mutilation. He needs a weak neck. And Doug Williams, of course, he's a strong guy. He's in shape. It's going to take a lot to wear it down.
That's right. You can beat on Doug Williams all night, and he'll keep coming back to beat you. Elbow sends Doug Williams down. And now Dragon going in on the ropes.
Dragon can be as aggressive as anybody when he needs to be.
And this is one of those times we're past the 15-minute mark as both these guys looking for the first pinfall of this Iron Man match.
Just laying in those chops.
And Williams absorbing them and coming back. Sends him across. And Williams comes in and grabs him. Looking for a backslide. They're battling for it.
No, he takes him up.
Hooks him up.
What a submission move there. Dragon's got to get out, and he brings him in on a pin.
Kind of like the gory special there, but then he drops him down to a pinfall. Couldn't get 3.
Doug Williams knows all those variations. Ref Hansen right on top of it.
And Doug Williams being in Ring of Honor, he's actually going to be exposed to a lot more styles than he would get if he had just stayed in Britain. And now look at this. Upside down gory special and backs him right into the corner.
Well, that's why someone like Doug Williams comes to Ring of Honor all the way from the UK. That's why Ring of Honor, you got athletes like Hidaka, you got athletes like Tanaka, Otani, Togo, coming from Japan. Everyone wants to be in Ring of Honor. It's where the magazine coverage is right now. Check Power Slam, check Pro Wrestling Illustrated, 4 pages on the Crowning a Champion match. Check the Japanese magazine. They had 2 pages after the unscripted event. They're all covering Ring of Honor, and right now you see Dragon with those big boots to the back of the neck.
And now we see American Dragon has got Williams in trouble, got him in a really tough position. We'll see if he can maybe hit something big here and get that first pinfall.
And it looks like he is going for something big as both men going up to the top rope.
And what are they going to go for here? Superplex! And Williams is down, but Dragon can't go for the pin just yet.
That one took a lot out of American Dragon, but these are 2 tough guys. Dragon will make that sacrifice if it's going to hurt Doug Williams that much more. And Dragon has really been working on that neck a lot lately.
No, Williams kicks out. He is just so impressive with his ability to absorb punishment. And American Dragon moves in again. Dragon is starting to take some control here. We'll see if Williams can turn it around. No, forearm to the head. Northern Light suplex. And Williams kicks out again.
And very impressive, especially since Dragon had a good cover there, a hook in the leg.
He did. Williams has got to do something to start to land some moves here because sooner or later Dragon's going to get a 1, 2, 3.
And there you see Dragon. He was going for some sort of suplex, and Doug Williams had to get out of it. Doug Williams trying perhaps for a Dragon suplex there. And
good sit-out counters by both men. And now here comes a full Nelson by Doug Williams.
And look how Dragon got out of that.
Off the ropes goes Williams. Trying for it again. This time it's the Dragon suplex. There it is.
No!
3 was on the way down, Craig.
Doug Williams kicked out after all that punishment he's taken to the neck. He kicked out of that Dragon suplex. And Dragon's going for another one. Danielson got it.
For 2.
And he got him with that one. Too much for Doug Williams. 2 Dragon suplexes. 18 minutes in. American Dragon Bryan Danielson gets your first fall. He's up 1-0. And there's going to be a 30-second rest period. And Doug Williams, he better take the most advantage he can of this rest period because he's got to come back strong. He took a lot of abuse, especially in the last 5 minutes there, all to the back of the neck. And you got to figure Danielson, he could go for another Dragon suplex or a cattle mutilation even to get a quick fall right now.
And Chris, considering it took 18 minutes to get 1 fall, now the clock becomes the enemy of Doug Williams. He's got less than 12 minutes, because the clock's still rolling, he's got less than 12 minutes to just tie this match, let alone win it. So it's really going to be an uphill battle for Doug Williams right now, and he's ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Fight. Come on, man.
He's fired up, and American Dragon actually looked kind of surprised, and there's that knife edge.
Going for it again, you called it, Chris. But no, Doug Williams able to block it, and Danielson rides it.
He's trying for cattle mutilation.
That's right.
He's almost got it. No, he couldn't quite hook the arms there.
Couldn't quite get it. Nice. No, only a 2 count there. Got him up and then turned him loose with almost like an ace crusher move there. And Doug Williams.
And now it took a lot of the steam out of Danielson. Look at that. He's down. Doug Williams fighting up now. And you're right. If it takes another 18 minutes to get another fall, there's not going to be another one because we only got about 11, 10 minutes left in this match.
That's right. This is an important portion of the match for Williams to start getting back on offense and get Dragon down. It's amazing after all this how fresh Williams still is. Back and forth. How much longer can these two take these blows, boot to the face, but it's caught, and he dumps him. Williams with a head of steam with a forearm sends American Dragon out to the floor.
And I think Danielson had no problem going to the floor there. And hold on, Doug Williams with a tope, not giving him any time to breathe. And that's a big guy doing a tope right there.
That's not the kind of move that Doug Williams is noted for, but he showed that he can do it. Again, it's being in Ring of Honor, being exposed to all these different styles. It's really bringing out the best in all these athletes, no matter where they're from.
And Doug Williams, he's really gotten in a better shape. He was in good shape when he came here, but he's in even better shape now than when he first came into Ring of Honor. And maybe that's allowing him to do moves like that. And he's going to try to follow up right now on Danielson. Big kick to the back of the neck right there.
But at this point, he's got to get him back in the ring because that's the only place he can get a fall. And he does.
Of course, no countouts here in Ring of Honor.
That's right. Yeah, he couldn't throw him out there and maybe wait for countouts. So it's all got to happen in the ring.
Countouts are stupid. The refs always get to 9 and come up with a reason to break the count. So let's just get rid of them. That's what we did here. But big knee right there by Doug Williams.
And now Doug Williams starts to rev up the machine. And a knee to the back of the head. Williams putting some moves together, and there's a flying knee. 2 count there with the Shining Wizard.
I thought that he was trying to go for that triple knee combo. He usually goes with a big one off the ropes, but he didn't right there. Maybe he's saving it for the final minutes of this contest. But right now, if you're down 1-0, you can't save it.
That's right. There's almost no tomorrow as the clock's ticking. Doug Williams trailing 1-0 against the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. And this is really a true test. Whenever two guys lock up in a 30-minute Ironman match, it really means that they're two of the elite just to even be in a match like this. Dragon trying to headbutt his way out of trouble, but it's a good go behind. Oh! Into a German suplex by Williams.
Both guys looking tired right now. You see the crowd showing their appreciation, but both guys definitely showing some wear and tear from this match. And how can you not after that beautiful mat work we saw at the beginning, and then it got to that hard hitting and all those suplexes. Doug Williams, that neck is hurting him right now. You saw him just clutching it.
And Williams trying to soften up the American Dragon.
Cobra clutch.
He does, has that Cobra clutch in. And swinging Cobra clutch. That's a first, at least that I've seen.
And that's going to soften up American Dragon for that chaos theory.
But Williams made himself dizzy on that move. Time ticking away as Doug Williams fights to even up the score. He trails 1-0.
What a match to top off a card. I mean, these fans in Wakefield have seen everything tonight.
They have. I was just going to mention that. They've seen all sorts of different styles, an incredible array of talent and action. And now it comes down to the wrestling in the ring. 30 minutes. Dragon getting revved up again. He just has that deranged look in his eye. Snap suplex. Boy, Dragon just loves to do this. You can tell that he just was born to be a wrestler.
Oh, yes. He lives and breathes wrestling. He has since the day he was born with that flying headbutt. Perfectly executed. Go for the cover.
Can he go up 2-0? No, Williams really saved himself now because if he went down 2-0, it would almost be curtains considering how little time they have left. Now go behind, and a smart move by the American Dragon, dumping him out.
He was going for that chaos theory, I think, off the ropes, and Danielson knew it, and instead he ducked under that rope. He knew that they both go flying out. He knew that they both hit the floor hard. He knew they both get hurt, but that's a lot better than taking that chaos theory, because if he took the chaos theory, he would have been pinned. We would have been tied at 1-1.
But it bought him some more time, too. More time ticks off the clock. And I know American Dragon doesn't want to put this in the deep freeze and try to win 1-0. He's still going for pins, but you know, if he can just help take some time off the clock, that'll give him a better chance to win.
Well, you have to keep going for pins. 1-0 is not a safe lead by any means. That's practically tied. Doug Williams could get a fall at 29 minutes and 30 seconds because he's that dangerous, and then you're all tied up. He really needs that extra win. It's like being up by a field goal in football. It doesn't mean anything.
Right, not even in soccer is that a good lead. And look out, American Dragon looking to put this one away, maybe go up 2-0.
I think if he connects with this, he could very well put this one away. And no!
Countered in midair. No, only 2. American Dragon avoiding the tying pinfall. Doug Williams, you mentioned that chaos theory move, that roll through German suplex. He would love to hit it. Even if he can hit it late, he could still at least tie this thing.
Danielson trying for another Dragon Sleeper, but no, roll up and out.
No, only 2 with a victory roll by Doug Williams.
25 minutes have expired, 5 minutes remain.
There's 5 minutes left in this one. You just heard the ring announcer. And I can't believe, Jeff, that we've been sitting there for 25 minutes. It feels like this one just began.
It's just blown right by. 25 minutes. Time flies when you're watching a good wrestling match.
It's easy for us to say. I'm sure this felt like 3 hours or 2 days or whatever for Dragon and Williams.
That's right. We're enjoying it, but they're living it in there. And Williams misses going in. Gets a floating DDT. Can this be it?
And that's one of his big moves. Let's see if he can follow up on it.
But this is where the previous 25 minutes have taken their toll. Williams not able to hop right on for a pinfall.
Maybe Williams knew that he could take a minute to breathe.
No, the American Dragon kicks out.
Maybe Williams trying to rest up for a second so he could go for something bigger, knowing that he had Dragon down with that.
He's getting a little frustrated here, but he knows he's got that ace in the hole, the Chaos Theory.
And if you notice, Doug Williams, he's beginning to work on the neck a little bit more, which sets up for that Chaos Theory. There he goes, a big clubbing forearm right there to the neck, and that could set up for that Chaos Theory, and that's probably what he's going for. Both guys, and they're going to have sore necks for the next week after this one. There it is. He's going for it, and he's got it. There it is, Chaos Theory.
No, Dragon kicked out. He kicked out of the Chaos Theory, Chris.
Danielson.
What? How does he do that?
Danielson, that's the second time he kicked out of Chaos Theory. He did have Road to the title. He's not kicked out of the Key Crusher. He's kicked out of Slice Bread number 2. He's kicked out of everything. I'm just speechless right now. I can't believe after 25 minutes, we're 26 or 27 in, after all that abuse, he was able to kick out of the Chaos Theory. This guy, you almost got to hit your finish twice on him to put him away. Even AJ Styles, he kicked out of that Styles Clash. It took 2 Styles Clashes to put him away. And there you see Doug Williams, those big forearms to the back of the neck. He's really turning it up right now. He's going to be wondering what he's going to do next.
American Dragon, you got to run him over with a car twice to beat him.
And there you see Ref Hansen right on top of it. Bryan Danielson in the ropes. Doug Williams, he's got to be getting frustrated at this point. He's got to keep a cool head though and come up with a strategy. He's only down 1 fall. He can easily get it back. There's plenty of time left. There could only be maybe 3 minutes left, but those 3 minutes are going to seem like they take forever when you're hurting and your neck's aching you in that ring.
Here we go. Knee off the top. That could do it. He's going to go for the pin.
No!
Oh, American Dragon kicks out. He can't get flustered because if he hits the Chaos Theory again, that's got to do it.
And look at that look on Doug Williams' face. He's definitely getting flustered.
He's got to go for it again.
And Danielson, you got to figure Danielson, he's got to do something to kill the clock at this point because he's not going to be able to hold on if he keeps taking stuff like this. A whip in.
And now it's all Williams on offense. There's a German suplex.
He holds on to it.
He's going to do the locomotion style suplex.
And look at Daniel. Danielson trying to clutch the ropes. He couldn't get to them. And now it's kind of lighthearted trying to get the ropes. He's hurting. Look at that face. And then we're going for another Chaos Theory.
Here it is.
He's got it. What's going to be time? Oh!
He's in the ropes, Chris.
He's in the... Oh! Breaking it up. That's the only thing that saved him were those ropes. Williams knows it. Danielson knows it. Ref Hansen knows it. This crowd, sold out crowd at Americal Civic Center just outside of Boston know it. And right now, Doug Williams, he's got to go for a quick pinfall. Takes him off.
Brainbuster. Time's running out, though.
The clock is not working for Williams' advantage.
No, Danielson kicked out. Getting into the ropes is what kept the American Dragon from having this match be tied.
I'm predicting a draw. I think there's no way. No, look at Danielson.
He was on the defensive for a long time, but now he's somehow able to fight back.
Oh, big drop kick to the back of the neck.
And both these guys have taken so much abuse as we near the 30-minute mark, but American Dragon has a 1-0 lead. Can he hold it?
And he's right now on the offense. It's looking good for Danielson.
1 minute remaining in the match. 1 minute.
We're down to 1 minute,
1
Chris.
minute. 1 minute.
That's it. Setting him up.
And it's Danielson on the offensive with 1 minute left.
And if he hits it, if he hits anything, he could definitely win this match. It goes up 2 minutes.
He went for this before, and Williams was able to reverse it, but no, not this time.
There it is. That could be it for the American Dragon.
And the clock could just ride out right now. And you see the fans, they're just enjoying this so much. As we're coming down to the final seconds of this match, and this could put it away. This will put it away right here. No, look, he's got him. No.
2. Williams almost tied it in the final seconds.
And there's still time left. Williams has enough time. He's going for a crossface. All that abuse to the neck.
Can he
We're in
tap
the
out?
final seconds. But all that abuse can Danielson hold on?
Is he going to tap?
Can he hold on? He's say no.
He's not tapping. That's it. He didn't tap, I don't think.
He did not tap. He held on for that final seconds. Oh, what a match. What a classic we saw here.
Oh, yeah.
Only Ring of Honor can bring it for a half an hour. Doug Williams and Bryan Danielson, two of the best back technicians in the world right now. For 1 half hour, only one fall by American Dragon.
It's amazing. After all this time, there was just one pinfall in the entire match.
And for Jeff Gorman, I'm Chris Lovey. Thank you for joining us. And I just heard we're gonna get words from Doug Williams and American Dragon in the locker room right now. Thank you for buying this, our video, DVD, or VHS release.
So long, fans.
Doing an interview after a match is never easy, especially after doing a 30-minute Iron Man match with one of the best mat wrestlers around, Doug Williams. You know, Doug, you put up a hell of an effort, and you were this close to beating the American Dragon for the second time. But let me tell you, Doug, nobody beats me twice. Nobody beats me twice. But I propose one thing, Doug. Somewhere down the road, I don't care where it is, we have one more match. One more match to determine who's better, the American Dragon or Doug Williams, the two best indie mat wrestlers around. So Doug, if you're up for the challenge, and I know that you are because you're not a coward, you're not like the Prophecy, I know that you'll come to Ring of Honor and face me one more time. Dig it.
What do I do to beat the guy, eh? What can I do? At 30 minutes, I couldn't even do it. Bloody hell, American Dragon, you're a hell of a wrestler, man. You managed to kick out 2 Chaos Series. Jeez, what do I do? But in England, Dragon, in England, we have best out of 3 falls. You might beat me in one tonight, but I'll tell you what, you give me a best out of 3 falls match, and I'll beat you, mate. I'll definitely beat you that time. I don't know what else I can do. Best out of 3, Dragon. Bring it on, and Doug Williams will beat you in that. Jesus. All right, you okay? All right? Okay. You guys all ready? Yeah. Let's get this done with. I just want to get out of this town. Okay, ready? All right, let's go.
All right, we're rolling.
All right. What a tremendous night for the Prophecy. First, Luscious. Would you get off the phone? I want to get this promo done and get out of here. Who the hell are you talking to anyway?
I'm talking to Steve Carino.
Again with Steve Carino. Listen
Let me call you back.
With Steve?
Hey, look, enough about Steve Carino right now, Joe. Let's talk about something else. Where the hell were you while Xavier and Mark and I were getting our asses handed to us by the SATs and Jay Briscoe and AJ Styles, huh?
You paid me for one job tonight, Chris. One job! You paid me to beat up Marcos and Dunn. In fact, I'm going to sit here and listen to you babble like a retard in this stupid promo. See you later.
All right. Never mind. Let's just get this promo done and get out of here. Are you ready?
All right, come on, let's go.
What a tremendous night for the Prophecy. First of all, we welcome a new member into our fold, Mark Briscoe, a man shunned, unloved by his own family. Mark, you found a new family with the Prophecy. Welcome. And you, the all-around best, the Ring of Honor champion, Xavier, once again proving to the foolish fans why you are the #1 singles wrestler in Ring of Honor by beating Jeremy Lopez. And now, December 7th in Hamburg, Pennsylvania, AJ Styles doesn't have a chance.
Not at all. In Hamburg, they should be rolling out a red carpet for a man of my stature. I'm the all-around best. AJ Styles has no chance at all.
Exactly right, exactly right. And I know we're not going to be there that night, but you will have Simply Luscious in your corner to watch your back.
Yeah, I'll be your insurance policy.
That's right. And when she's in your corner and you get the job done, you're going to walk out of the ring with the Ring of Honor title, back into the fold with the prophecy, and once again, we will control all the belts, and we will control Ring of Honor. All right. All right, that's it. That's it.
Thank you.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Now, did you find out where they are?
Yeah.
All right, let's take care of this right now. As soon as we're done, follow my lead. Get in. Get in. Let's go.
Alexis, you got my back in Hamburg, right? Luscious tries to interfere in our match.
Absolutely, AJ. You know what makes me sick that the prophecy has this belt and they disrespect it time and time again. Especially in Ring of Honor, a promotion that I love, you know? Stay on the prophecy, bitch!
All right. Alexis, AJ, just remember this. The title belt goes nowhere except around Xavier's waist. And that's because the prophecy says so. Let's go. Yeah.